Back. I have my papers. I have my computer. And I have my water. And I have my cell phone. I have everything I need. Do you have a basis for evil? Not sure what you mean by that. Like, the dictionary? If a behavior falls within the definition of what the dictionary says evil is, then I call it evil. And I also just have my own morality. What? There we go. I trust the mail has been delivered today. Yeah. Been there, done that. Delivered all those mails. Sam without the panel is rare but welcome treat. Well, I just started, so who knows who's gonna want to show up. But I did kind of tell my homies that I wanted to do my own live today. Maybe not like, doesn't have to be the whole time. The homies can come hang out in a little bit. But I just wanted a little me time, one-on-one with the Christians, you know? You always have the best backgrounds. You know what I'm realizing though? I should have moved this further down. Can you guys see it? Hey Annabelle, hey Sinead. Because on mine, like Yahweh is evil is really easy to read, but the Bible is false is kind of like cut off by all the other stuff that's up here. But if you guys can see it, then that's all that matters to me. Yeah, on my screen, there's just a bunch of like little things up here, like add now, something about my league, creator, whatever. But if y'all can see it, that's what matters. I know what I wrote. Okay. Now we just wait for a Christian to come and chit chat with us. I'm not cool to have that other stuff you have. What other stuff? I don't have a lot of stuff. What I do have though is this really cute water bottle that says "You're my jam," and it's got strawberries and daisies. Actually, I'd like to take a sip. Ooh, I got some of the water on my face. Just wait till the end. When you want to enter his gates, you're gonna beg your heart out. I'm sorry, Mo. Your threats do nothing for me. They do not affect me in any way. Look what I do have though. A cute little princess. She's not as cute as my princess, my kitty princess, Butters. But she's really cute though. You're gonna have a lot of blood on your hands. No, I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm not a murderer. I'm not Yahweh. Yahweh has a lot of blood on his hands. No, I don't have any. Hello, Toph.
Hello, how are you?
Ooh. I'm good. How old are you?
26.
Sweet.
My back's starting to
Twinsies.
hurt.
Honestly, I had to take Advil last night. I had to take Advil last night because I don't know what I did throughout the day yesterday, but I fucked up like my shoulder back here and I couldn't go to sleep, so I had to take Advil.
Dude, I was at a
That's
hardcore festival all weekend and I was just getting my butt kicked and I was like, it's time to stop moshing. It's time. I have to grow up. It's my life's over. We get old. It's okay.
Yeah, I would say as a fellow 26-year-old, the last time I was in a mosh pit, I was probably like 23. But okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way,
Yeah.
the Bible is false and Yahweh is evil.
So I'm more interested in asking this question. When you say Yahweh is evil, are you talking from like an internal critique perspective? Like the Bible would even be consistent in presenting God as evil? Or are you just saying like in your moral standards, God does some of the most wicked things you've ever seen in your life, where he's like abhorrently allowing the. Can I say is death allowed to say on TikTok? Can I say death?
I don't know. Try. Usually we say like unalive or
Unalive.
something.
That's what.
I
Okay.
don't know.
He's allowing, commanding, and decreeing the unaliving of innocent people. He's uh, is that more what you mean? Just like in that sense.
I I mean mostly in terms of the things that he's done in the Bible. If we
Hmm.
want to talk about stuff that happens in the real world, like that's fine too. I just don't attribute those things to Yahweh because I don't believe in him.
Even him. Yeah.
The things that I definitely the mean things that I attribute to Yahweh are the things that I can read about in the book.
Fair. Um, I think my I don't care too much to proving the Bible is true to you. I just don't think that's like one. I don't think that's Christian. I don't think it's Christian to like try and be like, but it's true. Look how true it is. I think like
Actually, I'm
telling
pretty
someone that,
sure it is. I'm pretty sure the Bible says that you always need to be prepared to explain the faith that is in your heart or something to that effect.
yeah, First Peter 3:15 is it 3:15 where
I
it's
think you're
like,
right.
yeah, have a defense and stuff like that. I don't think it's bad to have a defense. I think there's a difference between trying to like prove the truity of something versus being like, no, I know why I believe this and stuff. I also think though, like the Bible also says, can't remember where it is, but like don't have unfruitful conversations. And if we honest,
It also
trying
says
to
not to cast your pearls before swine. So if at any point you think I'm
ooh,
swine, you got to get out of here.
ah, you know what? Nah, I'm good right now. You don't seem like someone, so. So I guess we could focus on the Yahweh is evil part. When you say, um, I think I have a different understanding of evil than you. I understand evil in like a Thomistic way, where it's like evil is a privation of good. So good is oriented to spaces. Evil is the removing of good from those spaces. I don't really see evidence of God doing that in the Bible. I think he does things that are perceived as abhorrent and terrible and the worst of the worst.
Would you say that he does things that could be perceived as profoundly immoral or wicked?
Perceived as sure, but I don't know if I would say that necessarily are. That's why I'm like, well, you and I are probably using different definitions of evil here.
Yeah,
Perception of something being that
I'm
versus
going by the dictionary. What dictionary is this? Like Merriam-Web. Yeah, Merriam-Webster.
good. That's the good one. Don't ever use the other ones. Or you can use Oxford. Oxford's good too.
I like
Um,
Oxford. Merriam-Webster and Oxford are my go-tos.
I like Merriam-Webster, but they call me a liberal for liking that. I don't know why.
I
But we
didn't
can
know
use,
that liking dictionaries made you liberal, but
bro.
good to
Trust
know.
me. Yeah, apparently so.
Actually, that makes sense, seeing as how many like Republicans are illiterate. It actually kind of tracks.
you know, fair point. Fair point. Maybe that's why I'm not Republican. Um, yeah, we can use your definition. So I guess like give me what would be your go-to? I'm curious to hear what's the go-to for you of like here
My the
this is evidence of
go-to,
yeah,
the
let's hear
one
the
that's
go-to.
well, I have a few. I have a few go-tos, but the main go-to is for Samuel 15 when he commands the slaughter of the Amalekites, including the infants. I feel like there's
Oh.
no justification for infant slaughter. That's pretty evil.
Do Amalekites show up later in the story? I feel like that's just the basic apologetic is response, isn't it?
They
Isn't the
do
basic
show
apologetic?
up later in the story.
Huh.
But
I'm
that
trying to
doesn't
think.
change the fact that God was like, go and slaughter all the Amalekites, get them all. And then they didn't get them all, and God got mad at them. Like later on in First
Mm-hmm,
Samuel, they
hmm.
do the attacking. The Israelites don't kill everybody. They keep some of the livestock alive and maybe the king. And Yahweh gets super mad at them that they didn't kill everybody.
This is you
So
said first or second Samuel?
First Samuel
First Samuel
15.
15. I'm
That
curious.
God Yahweh getting mad at them for not killing everybody might be 16. I can get you the verse for that if
Yeah.
you want, but the one of him saying like go and slaughter everybody,
Slaughter
that's
Mall
First
16.
Samuel 15.
Let me look at it real quick.
Okay.
I'm probably not going to give you a good response on that one. Amalekite atrocity, like I know about it, and I've like vaguely looked at. Do you know who Dr. Michael Heiser is?
No.
I recommend every person who dislikes the Bible and is not Christian to look at him because he is the one like theologically conservative to a degree Christian scholar who you guys will agree with because he was how do I explain him? He was a critical scholar. He's very similar to like a Dan McClellan. Him and Dan McClellan were like they worked together at times. Um, but he was an Old Testament scholar, so this was like I've seen a few videos of him talking about it, but I don't know enough about the Amalek atrocities. I've not yet read First Samuel. I was in Second Samuel at church, so First
Wow,
Samuel
that's crazy that they
15.
would. That's crazy that they would just pass over First Samuel. I
We
wonder
bounce around
why.
in my church. We don't go in order. Um,
I think all churches bounce around. If you went in order, nobody would want to go. We would. You guys would be reading about the Old Testament the vast majority of the time, and the vast majority of the stuff in the Old Testament is pretty shit. So that's why all churches bounce around.
I think my church actually is in the Old Testament more so we're in the New, but that's because we're Presbyterian. Like Presbyterians, the
And
one,
the
the
Old Testament makes up way more of the Bible. Like
yeah,
the New Testament's only like a couple hundred pages. There's just a lot more Old Testament. But yeah, I think infant slaughter is pretty evil and indefensible. What about
what's
you?
the verse?
First Samuel 15:3. Now go forth and attack the Amalekites. Here, I'll get the exact
Yeah.
thing
Oh,
because
I'm
I
looking
don't
at it.
remember it verbatim. First Samuel 15 verse 3.
I just got a call. Do I have an echo?
No.
Oh, good. I thought I did. I was worried. Yeah, it's First Samuel
You're all
15,
good.
3. I would agree that infant slaughter is
Well,
bad.
would you say it's evil?
Yeah.
Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all they have. Do not spare them, but kill both man, women, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. I think that's a pretty evil command to make.
Mhm. I'm curious to know. See, this is hard. I'm trying to step into your worldview of how morals work, and it's like really difficult to step out of my own, which is really fair. Um, let me see.
Well, in your worldview, how does moral, like, what morality do you have that leads you to think that that's not evil? Is it the
So,
morality that God is good and good is God and there's nothing that God does that could be bad?
no, I mean, you could probably say that's a touch in there. So I hold to a view called, do you know what virtue ethics are? Like Christian virtue ethics? Have you heard the term?
I've heard of it, not
Totally.
super familiar.
Yeah, and honestly, I'd argue more Christians should be Christian virtue ethics. So, like, a virtue ethics person believes that virtue is like the ultimate good. So, what I mean by that is, like, uh, if I were to lie in 1940s Germany that I was like having people, like, Jewish people in my attic, you know what I mean? If I was hiding them from that regime. I don't think I can say their word on here. So, and if someone came to my door and said, "Are you hiding Jewish people?" If I lied to them, that wouldn't be sinful because the virtue of me trying to save the lives of people would triumph. Whereas other Christians might say, "No, lying is always a sin. The Bible says thou shalt not lie." Da 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 da. They're very like consequentialist. If you lie, this happens. Kind of like Psalms 80 or 7 language, where it's like David's like, "If I do this, Lord, do this." I'm like, no, no, no. There's more complicated things than that. So I would say that God commanding infant slaughter, um, it can't be justified necessarily by context because a child is blameless and innocent, insofar as the fact that they have not done any necessary wrongdoings of their own volition. But the state that they exist in would be a state of sin, right? Because all humans are fallen and sinful, and so uh, I don't know
So
enough about
is
the.
your position more so that like everybody deserves it, and if you're not getting genocided, you should be lucky or something like that? You should
No, you
feel
shouldn't
lucky that you're
be.
not getting genocided and be grateful?
I don't think it's a luck thing or a grateful thing. I don't think and genocide wouldn't be like the good prescription of like everyone deserves death, so therefore da 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 da. It wouldn't be that. It's more just the idea that like, um, how do I word this? Because I don't believe in capital punishment, but I think I could give a capital punishment analogy.
You're a Christian that doesn't believe in capital punishment?
Yeah, yeah,
What about all the times God capitally punishes people? Like not even just the Amalekites, but God out here murdering people all the time in the Bible. All the time.
yeah. And I don't
So
disagree.
how could you think that Yahweh is like the arbiter of what is good or bad and also not agree with capital punishment? I don't get that.
Yeah, I think God
God
is
likes
just
capital
as
punishment. God is a huge supporter of capital punishment.
I think God is just in his decree of how to deal with wickedness. I think at the same time, God is gracious, according to the scriptures, like in the scripture view. In the sense of that grace, I think that is, I'm kind of using a Gregory of Nyssa view, where he's like, you know how the Bible doesn't make a direct condemnation of slavery?
No, it supports slavery.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You know how it doesn't give a direct combination. When you get to Gregory of Nyssa in the 400s, he says he starts to formulate a view against slavery based on the Bible of like, no, no, no. The goal of the Christian church is to get back to the state that we were in the beginning. Right? The idea is Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, the space where heaven and earth unite. That is where the Christian church is trying to be at, and to usurp someone under in that would be a problem. That would be my same thing with capital punishment. Capital punishment for a time of dealing with wickedness and sin makes sense, but in the grace of faith where everyone is forgiven, there was no need for that. And not everyone, but like everyone within the church kind of spoke. It's convoluted. It's a very complex theology that I've developed over years. I deconstructed my entire faith 6 years ago and reconstructed it. So, yeah, I'm not sure just baseline Christian.
Well,
That's why I'm like, it's
it
hard to step in
definitely
my
doesn't
view because
sound,
it's
it
so
definitely, to
developed.
me, it doesn't sound like you get your morality from the Bible, which, hey, I am glad about that because I think Bible morality is pretty shit. But what you're saying just doesn't line up with what Yahweh does and commands.
I think I don't want to use the word. I'm trying to avoid you. There's a word that you'll hear Christians say all the time, and it's a word that I think is like I used to love to use it, and now it's terrible. It's just context. I hate using the word context. Yeah,
Never
so you
heard that word before. I do Christian atheist debate lives. I've never heard the
never
word
heard
context
context.
before.
Yeah, no, I just don't.
Never. It
I feel
never
like
comes up.
context is such a scapegoat word for Christians now. It feels really inauthentic and honest, and it feels like it's trying to like, hey, let's just justify terrible morality for
Then
ourselves.
don't use it.
Exactly.
Then
That's why I'm like,
if you think that it, I agree. I
mhm.
agree. Just don't use it then. Find a
Yeah.
different argument.
I would say that my view isn't a contextualized view of the Bible, but I think it's a developing view. That's what I would argue. It understands the Bible in a development of where the church is at now versus where it was in the beginning of its writings. That's probably the best way to word it. Does that you see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like you could say it's not like it's not what you hear from other Christians. You can feel like it's not based in the Bible. It's just different. But since
It
I can't,
is.
well, go ahead. What were you gonna say? Go
Hey, I
ahead.
mean, I feel like we kind of agree on some things, but I mean, I feel like let's get back to the Amalekite thing really quick, just so I can understand where we're at
Yeah,
here. Was that good? When God, like, does God do all? Okay, and wait, let me start over. Does God do all good things? Does he ever do bad things?
God cannot do evil now because God cannot void a
Okay,
space of good
so
because He's
like,
goodness Himself. Yeah.
yeah, so God is good, good is God, and that means that if we're following that line of reasoning, that baby slaughter sometimes is a good thing to do.
Um. Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably say no.
Would you say that baby slaughter is always wrong?
Probably. Yeah.
Do you understand the contradiction that you're giving here? You said it baby slaughter is
Yeah.
probably always wrong, yet
Yeah.
at the same time God commands baby slaughter and you think that there's no way that God could possibly do wrong.
Hmm.
So, did Yahweh do wrong when he commanded the baby slaughter or not? You're kind of trying to ride both sides of this fence here.
To be honest, kind of like I said at the beginning, I don't know enough about the Amalekite atrocities to really like know. I would say God can't do no wrong. In this situation, God did something that to me is perceived as wrong, and I don't know the justification, the means behind it, the reasons or whatever, and I don't know if I would agree with God in it. I think I agree with Soren Kierkegaard, where he's like Abraham had enough faith to like end Isaac's life, and I don't have that type of faith.
But you think that like what God did was wrong, but you also understand, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to understand your
No,
position.
you're
You think
good.
that what God did was wrong, yet you also understand that God's morality is like higher than yours.
I would say
So,
higher. I don't think God's
but
morality is
like
higher than
more
mine.
true.
I don't even know if I say more
His
true. I just
morality is
say
more, he is more moral. Well, you do think that there's no way that he could do wrong.
I wouldn't say God's
So,
morality because it's like God's morality makes it sound of he's deciding good. Like I don't think God makes a decision on what's good and what's evil. That would make good independent of him necessarily. I'd say God is goodness itself. That doesn't mean that God's decrees are. I think God decreed a world that allowed evil. Was that good? You see what I'm saying? Like that's how does that work within that? I just think that's a messy area that's difficult for a person to
Yeah, it
realize.
seems like really contradictory, doesn't it?
I don't know if I'd say contradictory, just complex. I think like I expect human writings about a divine being to be complex, just as every other philosophical notion.
I got a question. Is the
Sure.
statement that I'm about to make a contradiction?
Contradiction. Sure, go ahead.
Um, Baby slaughter is always wrong.
Hmm.
There are times when baby slaughter is good. Or is that a contradiction?
Yes, that would be a contradictory statement. Yeah.
Because
I'm
that's
wait,
what
to be
you're
fair.
that's
Yeah,
what
wait,
you're
wait.
doing. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing,
Oh wait,
buddy.
no, I'll get you, I'll get you. I'm agreeing that I'm making a contradiction statement. But I'm making a contradiction statement because I don't know enough. That's like
Well,
that's what I'm like, yeah. I don't mind wait, to be fair, I don't mind being the Christian example of a person who's honest and just doesn't know. Christians should do that more. If we're honest.
you
I'm
know
sure
what?
you
Like I'm not even gonna hold you there. I think that if more Christians had this kind of stance, this like fence riding stance, and things might be a little bit better, but a lot of Christians just straight up will be like, no, that was a good thing. But since you're not saying no, that was a good thing, and I feel like we've been chit chatting for a while,
yeah.
I'm gonna let you
I'll
go, good
dip.
buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Arwen. You have a good
No problem. Good enough conversation. It's not. I don't know. To me, it felt very contradictory. Like he's like, God is always good. God could not do bad things. Yet I do think some of the things that God did was bad. But no, I don't. I don't know. That's, I guess, just think about it a little bit harder. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate what he
Hi.
was doing. 1 second, Sky.
Yeah.
I appreciate what he was doing over some other Christians who will just straight up be like, no, that was a good thing. Baby slaughter, yes. But yeah, it does feel like he needs to think about it a little bit more. Sky, how do you pronounce? Can I just call
Yes.
you Sky?
Yes, that's actually perfect.
Sweet. How old are
So
you?
I am 22 years old.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And the Bible is
Am
false,
I?
Yahweh is evil.
Yeah, so my question that I had is if the Bible is, so-called false or made up, how could Yahweh be evil? How does that make any sense?
Do you think here? I will answer your
Hmm?
question with a question to see if you can kind of get where I'm at with this.
You're gonna answer.
Do you
Okay.
think that Harry Potter is like a true story of things that happened in reality?
Do I think Harry Potter? No.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Okay.
It's
But
written
do
as a
you do
fiction.
you think do you think that Voldemort was evil? Was he bad guy?
Yeah, is his character, but the
But
Bible wasn't written.
how could you think that? That's contradictory. You
Well,
already
you don't
affirmed
believe
that
the
Harry
Bible's
Potter
real.
isn't
You don't
real.
believe that. Okay.
Uh,
Well, you don't
You
believe that the
you
Bible's
don't think
real.
Harry Potter is real, yet you think that Voldemort was evil in the book. Why? You don't. Why would you think Voldemort's evil? Because the book Harry Potter isn't
No,
real.
but do you see me going up on lives and saying, "Oh, Voldemort's evil"? Prove me wrong.
I'm just. I never said prove me wrong. I just want to talk about it. But
You
you're
just want to talk about
pretending
it.
not to be able to understand that we can talk about fictional characters in a book and whether or not the things that they did are good or wrong. But you do understand because you understand that Harry Potter is a fictional book, yet you will still make the claim that Voldemort was evil. So you do
So,
understand. There's nothing contradictory about this at all. The
well,
Bible
you
is a fictional story, and the
Okay.
character of Yahweh inside the Bible is an evil character, just like Harry Potter and Voldemort.
well, you seem to have quite an emotional attachment to something that you don't think is real.
Okay. Do you want
It's
to talk about
interesting.
it, or do you want to talk about the prompts, or do you want to talk about my emotional attachments?
Um. So, what do you consider? The word evil, because evil is a very big, strong word. I would say evil is
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with what Merriam-Webster says: profoundly immoral, wicked, or depraved behavior.
okay.
I'm with Merriam-Webster on this one. What about you?
So I don't know how you define evil because
I just defined
yeah.
it.
No,
Profoundly
I
immoral,
meant
wicked,
as
depraved behavior. That is
so.
the definition of evil that I am using.
Do you have subjective
Merriam-Webster.
morality, or
Yeah, everybody does.
everyone has subjective morality? Okay. So who are you to say what's evil and what's not evil?
I am a
What is
moral
your
agent.
why is your entitlement bigger than
I'm
someone
not
else's if
entitled.
everyone has subjective morality? Who are you to
I'm
say?
not entitled. I'm just a moral agent who's able to say this is
You're a
something that I
moral
deem to
agent.
be evil. Yeah, are you not a moral agent?
So you can't say then, oh yeah, well that's just evil. That's just plain evil. That's just plain wrong. You have to
It
say,
is
oh well,
plain
from
evil
my
and plain wrong.
perspective,
I
no.
don't think
You
it's
have to say
I
from
don't
my
think it's
perspective I think it's
objectively
evil,
wrong.
and from your perspective it's okay. Because that's what subjective morality is. And you just can't play that out in life. I'm
But we
sorry, but you
do.
can't. No,
All
you
all
yeah, and that's
morality
why we
is
have
subjective
murders. That's
morality.
why we have people that are murderers.
But
So
what do you mean? What do you mean we can't play it out in real
we
life
can't play it out because the law.
hold on, when literally all of human history is evidence of subjective morality. You're saying, "Oh, your subjective morality, it can't exist." Show me anywhere in human history where we've had objective morality. If you want a good idea of what subjective morality looks like in real time or played out in the real world, crack open a history book. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that you're mad at subjective morals, but that doesn't make them any less real. Or like
Okay.
it's all we're working with.
Okay. Well, do you want to go there with the history thing?
Yeah, do you think that anywhere in human history we've had anything but subjective morals?
Yeah, we have.
Demonstrate that for me.
Um so um when we had the Holocaust that happened, there was a ton of German soldiers that were put on trial, right? And they had a very, very, very smart lawyer. And do you know what that lawyer said when they were brought into court? These men right
They
here
were just
from
following orders.
they were just following orders. Exactly. Perfect.
Mhm.
And do you know why they shut down the trials completely? Because the judge went, you know what? That is true. From their subjective morality, they were just following orders. These people that unalived tons and tons of people. And a lot of people would argue that
What
that's
are you
wrong. But,
talking about? They
oh, well,
didn't
I'm going to
shut it
get to my
down.
point.
The
They did.
Nuremberg trials, people got
Yes.
in trouble
They
for what they
stopped
did.
they stopped the trials completely. And you want to know the one way that it was brought back was because one man stepped in and said, "Hey, there is a law above the law, and that is the law of God. And that means that every human has innate value." And that's
All
the
right, so
only reason that it got started back up.
go ahead
Thank
and
you. And I just
demonstrate that
demonstrated one
object.
point in
No,
history.
you didn't. You just made a claim that that part of history is still subjective. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The Nazis didn't think they did anything wrong. They thought they were doing a good thing. Other people think that they weren't. That's evidence to subjective morality. I'm asking
Mm.
you to demonstrate for me where the objective morals
Martin Luther
are.
King.
That's subjective. Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
oh,
Before you just start trying to name off points in history
okay.
where you think people are being objectively moral, can you define what subjective and objective are?
Do you
Like,
want me to define it?
what is an objective moral and what is a subjective moral? What are the definitions of these things?
Okay. I think you have a problem understanding that. But
Yeah, so I feel
yeah,
like you don't know, so let's confirm that we're talking about the same thing.
yeah.
What does it mean to be objective? What does it mean to be subjective?
Subjective morality means that I have my own opinion and you have your own opinion, and nothing is wrong and nothing is right. I like chocolate
No,
ice cream, and you like vanilla.
that's not what subjective means. Can
Okay,
you just give
you
me
explain it.
can you just give me the definitions for objective and subjective?
Explain it, because somehow I don't have the definition of what subjective morality means. You
Well,
explain it to me,
I
because
have
you
it
seem
for
to know
you.
it
I
better.
will. So objective just means stance independent. This thing is, for something to be objective, it needs to be true regardless of a stance. For example, the earth being a sphere. That is true regardless of anybody's stance. There doesn't even have to be any minds for the statement that the earth is a sphere to be objectively true. Nobody has to think it in order for it to be true. Subjective means stance dependent. It is dependent on a person's mind or anybody's mind, honestly. So now that we are aware, objective is stance independent, subjective is stance dependent, how do you think that anybody ever has had objective morals? Stance independent morals.
Yeah, so you were saying, you're saying the word evil is objective.
No.
So you're saying flat out that that's right. So in that case of what you're saying of subjective morality, people that unalive people aren't necessarily
Can you
wrong.
go ahead and repeat to me what objective and subjective means really quick?
Oh my gosh. I think you have it confused.
I
Okay,
don't.
so
You're the one who
objective.
can't give the definition and
Okay,
I did.
I'll
So can you repeat
I'll
what
give
the
you the
definition
objective
is?
morality, and if you need me to use an example, I'll give you an example.
No, I don't
All
want,
right.
I just tell me what I explained to you, what objective and subjective means. Can you just repeat that back to me so I know that you understand? I don't want examples. I don't
Okay.
want, I just want you, what does objective mean? Let's
Some
start
people
there.
need me to break it down for them, and you might be one.
No, what does
Okay.
objective mean?
Objective
And
means that
also,
there's
that's
no.
so funny. That's so funny that you're gonna say some people need me to break it down for them. Wow, I literally just broke it down for you. I'm just asking you to repeat it to me because it doesn't seem like you get it. So since I just broke it down for you, please repeat it back so we can we can both be on the same page that you know what we're talking about.
All right, there we go. So objective morality or objective just
Yeah,
means
just
that
objective. What
there
does objective
is
mean?
no other way. There's no other
No,
way.
no,
Yes, that's
incorrect.
exactly what that means.
Incorrect. Objective means stance independent. It is true regardless of a
Keywords.
stance. Can you repeat
Okay.
that?
So it's true. So you're saying it's true regardless of the stance. So what makes it so true? What makes something so true without any
Reality.
stance of anyone's opinion?
My example
Reality.
being the earth being round. There doesn't need
Okay.
to be any minds to think that the earth is round in order for it to be objectively true that the earth
So
is round.
what objectively
Spherical.
gives humans innate value?
Nothing. But that's
Nothing?
off topic. Let's talk about we are still trying to get you to talk about objective or subjective. You wanted to pivot and I'm not letting you. You got me. I'm not letting you pivot. Stay on topic.
So what gives humans
You
objectively
still
innate
haven't.
value?
You're
Oh,
trying
you don't
to
want to answer
pivot.
it. Oh,
You're
okay.
trying to pivot.
You're
I'm not
trying to
going to
pivot.
answer.
You're avoiding.
I'm
You're
trying to
avoiding
keep
it.
you on
Uh
topic.
oh.
I'm trying to keep you on topic. I don't think anybody has objective innate value, but that's not on topic. You want to talk about objective versus subjective morality, and we can't even get to that point because you don't understand what objective versus subjective means.
I just explained it to you. Okay.
No,
so,
you didn't. You incorrectly gave a definition for objective, which I
okay.
corrected you, and you still haven't given any definition for subjective.
You just told me what it was, so I'm going with
Yeah,
what
I
your
told you what
definition
it
of
was.
is.
I told you what it was, and then I had you try to repeat it back to me, and you got it wrong. And you
All right.
still haven't given any definition for subjective. So
You're
let's
saying
stay on
it's
top.
you
Let's
said
stay
it's
on topic.
you said objective according to you is truth, no matter of
No. Oh
yeah
my fucking
you said
God.
all right you
Oh
say it.
my God. Do you know? Turn on your listening ears. We. Objective means stance independent. Subjective means stance dependent. If
Stance independent. Could you give me an example of that?
I already fucking did. The
No.
earth being a sphere is an
Okay.
example of an objective truth because it does
Okay.
not need a stance in order for it to be true. The
Could you give
earth
me a
being
subjective
spherical,
example then in your mind?
Yahweh is evil.
So that's subjective.
All morality is subjective. So now that I
Okay.
have
So you think
said it to
all
you, now
morality
that
is
I,
subjective?
yes, now that I have explained it to you like 3 or 4 times, I'm going to ask you one last time to go ahead and repeat what I just said so we know that we're on the same page here. What is the
Yeah.
definition of
The
objective?
earth being
What is the definition
a
of
circle,
subjective?
the earth being a sphere means that
That is an example. Holy fuck. I want definition. I gave you the definition multiple times. Google is also your friend. I don't want
yeah,
an example. I want the definition.
you just told me. I already get the
Exactly,
picture.
which I
I
want you to
thank you.
repeat it back. I want you to repeat it back to me because I don't think you are getting it. So I want to confirm that you're getting it by you repeating it back to me. So can you repeat what I said? What is the definition of objective? What is the definition of subjective? I have now given you the definition like 4 times. If you cannot engage with this, you don't have to be here. It really doesn't, it really seems like you came up on this panel just to not
If you
engage.
want to admit defeat, you can just remove me from live.
There is no defeat here.
If
Like
you want to concede,
I'm doing
if you want to
just
concede,
fine.
just let me know. Just let me know if you
There's
want to
nothing
concede.
for me to concede on. It's
Okay.
really hard to have a conversation with someone who's not tracking and you're not tracking. So now that I've given you the and honestly, I will fucking concede. If you want to continue to not understand what we're talking about, you can take the W here. I'm sure everybody in the comments sees you for who you really are. So I'll just say, you're killing me. You got me. Now what is the definition of objective and subjective, or I'm just gonna drop you.
The definition of subjective morality is
Nope, I
you
want
actually
the
didn't give me.
definition of objective and
Oh, objective.
subjective. We don't even
Okay.
need to bring morality into it yet.
Yeah.
You're not there yet. You need to get the basics of what subjective and objective
You
means.
said you said objective morality specifically means that it is truth by definition or whatever.
No, Lee, fuck. Oh my God.
What did you say?
All right.
I'm listening
No,
to-
I explained it to him numerous times. Like that guy, he dog walked me. I got fucked up by that guy, right? Oh my God. I think I'm gonna have to go change my worldview now. That guy really did it. My God. I want to engage with these people because these are conversations that I want to have, but it's really hard when the other person doesn't want to engage. Let's vibe. Hopefully you can engage a little bit better and track the conversation a little bit better than the last guy. How old are you?
I'm sorry, 19.
Okay. Did you have something to say?
You look very nice, and I'm sorry that you had to go through a hard time with the other person just now. I know he was trying to make a point, but I'm gonna be honest. Even though I'm a Christian, I really didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, to me, my understanding is that he was either intentionally being disingenuous he was trolling, or he just really doesn't know what he's talking about. Those are
And
like the three
honestly, that
options.
disappoints me because that just makes my side less serious. Like it makes people not want to take us seriously if we're just going to be immature like that.
Hey, I mean, you can't expect everybody to be mature, but it's okay. I don't My stance on like Yahweh being evil has nothing to do with Christians being immature. So it really doesn't change anything for me.
Do you believe the Bible is false? Do you believe everything in the Bible is false, or just like certain things about it?
I would say like the vast majority of the Bible is false. I'm sure the Bible says a couple of true things here and there, but doesn't make up for all the untrue things it says.
Yeah. Well, do you think that there's like kind of interesting coincidences like that align together that make it look like, I don't want to use a big word like miracle, but it looks like a coincidence has lined up like with Christianity?
What do you mean by that exactly? Coincidences lining up with Christianity? Like,
Like you know
I'm
how
just not
many
sure what you
men
mean.
wrote the Bible?
A lot.
40. 39 Jews and 1 non-Jews. And well, it was a long period of time, like about maybe like 1,500 period. And some were born before the others and some died when the others were born. Like, so none of them all knew each other, but they lived in 3 different continents and they spoke 3 different languages. Yet from Genesis, that's the beginning, and Revelations, there's like a unity of thought.
Well, did you know that people who wrote later stories in the Bible had access to the earlier stories in the Bible? Like, it's not like they were just writing this willy-nilly. They had access to the other texts. It's pretty clear if you read the book.
Well, yes, but like not all of them had that resources. Like I said, they were in different continents and they spoke different languages. So even if they did have other types of scripture, they probably wouldn't even be able to read it. They didn't have all the scripture. We found it and we put it together. And it created a unity of thought, and like that's impossible to do that with so many people.
No, it isn't. That's 100% possible. Like, do you know how many authors there are of Spider-Man? Like, of the Spider-Man
Yes,
comics?
but they don't like if you put 20 people in the room and you ask them to write on a topic, they're not going to agree. Like they're not going to all agree and have a
That's
unity
what
of
I
thought on
mean
that
about
topic.
like the people who wrote the later stories in the Bible had access to the earlier stories. So they just read what the earlier stories said and tried to write their stories in a way that lined up. A
But
lot of times, even with the access to the earlier stories, a lot of times they still fucked up. Like,
even with like the earlier stories, there were still like countless of witnesses, even witnesses that like didn't even believe that he was the son of God. They still
witnesses to what?
to like well, Jesus is a real person. Even though if you don't believe that he's the son of God, he's his real historical figure.
Are you claiming that Jesus had real witnesses that I can like read about their witness testimony?
I mean, isn't Jesus like talked about in many other books, like of other people that have heard about him?
Well, do you have any like first person testimonies of somebody writing about their experiences with Jesus? Because that would
Not
be
on me
interesting
right
to
now,
me.
no.
Yeah, because they don't exist.
Well, you can't really say that, but you have
I
to
can't. I've
actually
looked
research
into it.
it.
I have researched it. The only ones that people like to bring up are Tacitus, Josephus, Pliny the Younger, or Pontius Pilate. None of them met Jesus and wrote about him. None of those people did. So if you have any, like, I have looked into it, which is how I know you're not going to give me an answer because the answer doesn't exist. But you can try.
No, I'm good, but thank you for talking with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no problem. It's okay. If anybody wants to come up here and try to give me that answer, I'm all ears. My listening ears are on. But yeah, it just doesn't exist. Like it's not a thing in reality. Nobody met Jesus and wrote it down. The only people who wrote about Jesus are people who never met the guy. Yeah, which is so funny. Somebody in the comments was like, "Ooh, this host is about to get cooked." I did. I got sautéed, filleted just now. She was a nice gal. She was a nice gal, but I mean,
Hello?
she just didn't know what she was talking about. I'm just saying. How old are you?
I'm 49.
Sweet. And I think the Bible is false and Yahweh is evil. What's your stance on that?
I'm going to believe exactly what you're saying. I grew up in the Christian school through junior high, high school, and also went to seminary. And we get told to believe, which is why everyone just sits in the pew on Sunday and listens to what they're told the Bible says instead of what it actually says. Now, what the girl just said before, there are no witnesses. The only person or grave of anybody listed in the Bible is Pontius Pilate. The only one in any real history. That's it.
Yeah, and a quick Google search will tell you that Pontius Pilate didn't write about Jesus.
Correct.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
Correct.
kind of a non-starter.
You know, what's funny is the story of Jesus was, the more I've kind of disassembled the religion, is, what the churches are teaching about Jesus' exact words according to the Bible was, "Don't follow me." He says, "I am the way," but it was to follow his example, not follow him. It's all about when you actually decode the Bible. It's actually an anatomy book talking about the functions of the body. The crucifixion is the solar plexus and the spinal fluid going from the brain down the spine and then back up. It actually takes 3 days. It's all about the seven seals in Revelation are your seven chakras. There's 33 vertebrae, which is how many years Jesus lived. There's 12 discs in your back, and it's actually spelled D-I-S-C, like disciples. It's a story of your human body and the functions of it. Creation is the woman's womb. It's not anything to do with an actual Jesus. And everyone's been deceived, and it's crazy to see so many lives of listening to people and reading the verses of the Bible. Like, the biggest thing that I get, and then I'll leave you with this, is if I wrote a book about, if I wrote a letter to Donald Trump and I said this and this, and then you picked it up and said, "Oh, well, he wrote the letter to me," and I'd say, "No, that wasn't written for you. It was written for him." At the beginning of all these books in
So sorry, I let you talk enough. I don't even know what the heck you were like. I honestly am not even sure what your position is. I don't know if you agree with me or not because you said things and I was like, "Oh shoot, he's a friendly," and then you started saying other stuff and I was like, "No, he is not. No, he is not." I don't. I don't know. But regardless, it really didn't seem like he wanted to come up here and have a conversation. He seemed like he just wanted to like say what he wanted to say and go. That was enough for me. Hello, Sleepy.
Hello,
How old are you?
me. I'm 29.
Sweet. And the Bible is false, Yahweh is evil. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna say like Jesus. Jesus is bread. Like the body of Jesus is bread. So like if bread is real, that means Jesus is real. Like that's why you see Jesus appear on toast. So therefore, Christianity is true because toast exists and bread exists.
You know what? That's an argument that I have never thought of before. I will
Yeah,
think about
that
that
proves
really
Christianity.
hard and I will get back to you after I've let that marinate for a while. Oh, shoot.
Hello.
Hello, Lem. My
Hi.
kitty is here to say hello.
Hello,
I think she wants to eat
kitty.
my paper. my paper. You
Yeah.
can't have it.
She can eat my homework too, actually.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Sweet. And I think the Bible is false. Yahweh is evil. What's your position on that?
Oh, girl, you have no idea. You don't have a clue. I grew up in Turkey. I'm from Istanbul. Where I'm from is where Christianity started. Constantinople. One of the first churches in the world was like 10 minutes away from me. Girl, they don't even have the guy's name right. They don't even have the guy's name right. His name is not Jesus.
No, I mean neither is like Matthew, Mark,
So
Luke, and John.
think
Like
like this is insane.
there were
So
no people in Constantinople named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John either. I get it.
it's like when I did research for the very first time, I found out that his name is either Isu or Isa because the S sound is you can't really find that in Latin in the way the is sound. In Latin, it's like a z. It's a different S sound. So these motherfuckers, they translated. So first of all, they wrote a Bible 100 years after the guy even existed, just based on legends that got passed down generations to generations. And about 1,000 writers wrote different Bibles. And they don't even have the guy's name right because what they did is they already had a religion system where they believed humans were gods. You have Zeus, you have Artemis. So when they brought
I
Esau,
love the Greek gods. They're great.
so when they brought Esau, they made him Isus, like he's one of those gods. He's one of those Greek gods. And when they translated Bible from Latin to Greek, because I is J, they made him Jesus. And then from there, we think they don't even have the guy's name right. It's so much worse than you realize. Like, forget about being false. It's like, what even is this book? There's a lot of proof Jesus existed because we have all these legends about like this person. There are still legends about him, but none of the legends say, oh, he was the son of God. None of the legends say, oh, he had, like, I don't know how to explain it. All this stuff that I see in Bible, none of that fucking exists. Like, where does this?
I love you. I'm happy that you're here, but I also want to talk to a Christian. I've had like 4, 3, 2, I don't even know. I've had more than one atheist come up at a time, which, love you guys. Preach. Also, I don't know enough about like the historicity of how Jesus got the name Jesus. My very biblically literate buddy is telling me that you're wrong. So, I don't know. Yeah. I guess my next question, before you start talking, are you a Christian? If you're an atheist coming up to agree with me, I love you, but I want to talk to a Christian.
Okay, well, I am, but I did want to know why I did want to know why you think Yahweh is evil.
Just like I've read the Bible, and there's a lot of stuff that he does in the Bible that is evil as shit.
Yeah, it's just like selfish to me. I don't know. But that's my stance. I'll let you get on to someone else.
Hey,
Lol.
I love that y'all are coming up here, especially women coming up here and agreeing with me because, like, statistically speaking, women are like the least likely to be atheists. Men, there's way more man atheists than there are women. So keep up the good work. Keep doing you. I also I am here to have debates. So I love you guys. Marcelina.
I just realized you're asking for people who are Christians, so I don't think I'll be very,
No worries. No worries. Okay, if you're in my guest request, make sure that you are indeed someone who disagrees with me. I love like it's it's like a love-hate thing because I absolutely love hearing people come up, and it's 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 nice to know that there are people who feel the same way and are thinking the same things. Um, but I do want, this is like for debates. But I love you guys. Don't be mad at me. Randy, I just have a feeling, I got an inkling that you're a Christian. Am I right?
Yeah, I kind of said that, didn't I?
Oh, I didn't read your comment. I just from the looks of your profile picture, you're giving Christian. How
Yeah,
old are
well, it
you?
depends. Okay, first basic premise depends on the definition of Christian. There are many definitions of each word.
Well, I would just go like by follower of Christ.
Okay, okay, follower of Christ's teachings. Yes,
Sure.
feed the
Hey, you don't have to
hungry.
call yourself a Christian. There's this really
Feed the
cool
hungry.
word. There's this really cool word that I learned about on
Yeah.
what was it? Urban Dictionary. Sadak Bevtaj. So you might be that.
So if you're following Christ's teachings, you're a Christian. Christians mean to be definitions is to be Christ-like. So yes, I believe we should heal the sick, free medical care, heal the feed the hungry and poor, yes. House the homeless, yes.
What
Clothe the
about
naked, yes.
What about Christ
Let's,
teaching that you need to hold to all the Levitical laws? Christ taught that. Do you think that that's a good teaching of Christ?
well, okay. So then you get into the muck. All of these,
Well, I
just
thought
like
you were a follower of
just
Christ. Do you
let me see.
follow his
Hold
teachings or
on.
not?
No, you're not. You're not. Now you're getting to okay.
Do you
Okay.
follow Christ's
Jesus.
teachings or do
Okay.
you like cherry pick Christ's
This,
teachings?
but
Where are you
no,
with
no.
Christ's
You want
teachings?
to overtalk me? That figures. That's what happens a lot of times when I call in these programs. They overtalk me, cut me off, and blah blah blah. Anyway, I expect. Um, however, what I was trying to say is that it's not cherry picking. To
Oh, so
follow, to follow, to
you do believe
follow.
that you should follow the Levitical laws?
So to follow the teachings of Christ, and that's what he taught.
Yeah, and he taught that
According,
you need to
according,
hold to all the
according,
Levitical laws.
these,
So you follow that?
these, these, okay, these, he had prostitutes around him. He healed lepers. He did everything that you're not supposed to do in that society.
Randy,
Now
Randy.
you're getting off topic.
No, I'm
You're getting off
not. You're
topic.
saying that you follow the
Yes.
teachings of Christ. One of the teachings of Jesus Christ is that you need to hold to all the Levitical laws. I'm going to try to paraphrase here. Jesus says in the Bible, if you fail to follow even the least of these commandments, you will be the least in heaven. And if you teach others not to follow even the least of these commandments, you too will be the least in heaven. Is that ringing any bells? So when you say you follow the teachings of Christ, you follow the Levitical laws, right? Sorry, somebody muted you. I invited you to come off mute.
Okay. Are you okay? Now they probably had to meet me.
Sorry, I didn't
Now,
do it,
see,
but I am
first,
wondering because you say you follow Christ, but at the same time you're like not
first of all,
affirming the
okay,
Levitical
let me
laws.
speak, please. First of all, you take the Bible as a book. The Bible's been interpreted by many people, many ways. And the rulers of the time to control the people have had their input into that Bible. Because if people did it's easier to control the people like we have starting up now. All the holy wars, for example, those are not godly wars. God doesn't want people going out raping and killing each other in the name of God. We are to grow. Anyway, getting back to the Bible, it's been misinterpreted. Depends on who's in charge and what they wanted to say. For example, plain out King James version. Okay. Now after it was okay by King James. The reason people left England to come to America, one of the main reasons was freedom from religion. Now, going back to Christ, people wrote what they wanted to hear and what they wanted to mesh with the people, the framework that was still involved in the.
Oh, hold on. I let you chit chat a lot. So, therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaching others to do the same will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That's in reference to the Levitical laws, and Jesus is saying that in Matthew. So, when you say you follow the teachings of Jesus, do you follow that one? You can come off mute and answer. Sorry, I did mute you that time.
That's okay. I've been married. I muted. I was
So
muted.
did you hear the verse that I read to you?
Yeah. What I'm saying
From
is
Matthew
is that
5:19. I'm not
what I'm
asking
saying.
about what you're saying. I'm asking you a very direct question and I'm asking you to respond to it.
Okay. Here it is. I go follow the teachings of Jesus. You don't. I do. Feed the hungry.
Oh my
Go.
God. Okay, so you follow the teachings of Jesus, which means that you hold to all the Levitical laws, right? Right? Because Jesus affirms in Matthew that you need to hold to all the Levitical laws. I just don't understand why you're having such a hard time. You say you follow the teachings of Jesus, but when I'm asking you about this one very specific teaching, you don't want to answer. You're on mute right now. You're going to have to come off mute.
You keep
Answer this
saying the one
specific
over and over
question.
and over again.
Yeah, because you refuse to
But you can
answer
be
it, and
okay.
I am going to hold your feet to the fire on this one, buddy. If you don't want to
That's
answer,
fine.
you're going to have to run away.
That's fine. You keep
All right,
going over the one.
so therefore,
But
whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That's in
so
Matthew. That is Jesus speaking in reference to the Levitical laws. Do you
okay.
hold to that teaching of Jesus? Yes
Okay.
or no?
Quick lesson. The original Bible was
Okay,
destroyed.
you don't want to engage. That's fine. If you don't want to engage, you don't have to be here, but don't come up on my panel just to not engage. I tried my darndest. I asked him multiple times. Addie,
Yeah,
how old are you?
I'm 18.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
And the Bible is false, Yahweh is evil. What are your thoughts on that?
My first thought is that calling God by his name is anti-Semitic because in Judaism, his name is thought of as too holy to speak, so I would prefer if you just called him God. And my second thought
What?
is
Calling Yahweh Yahweh is not anti-Semitic. Are you kidding?
I'm just telling you what I have heard from other Jewish people, so if you want to be anti-Semitic and you want to debate that, that's your place. I'm just repeating what I have heard from Jewish people.
Okay, well, what you've heard seems to be very wrong because there's nothing anti-Semitic about saying Yahweh.
Okay, are you Jewish? Do you know anybody Jewish?
No, I
have you had
have.
this
Yeah,
conversation before?
I have a ex-Jewish buddy right here. He can explain to you why it's not anti-Semitic.
I used to practice Judaism, and there's nothing anti-Semitic about saying the name Yahweh. So anti-Semitism specifically is hating on people because they're Jewish, but using the academically accepted pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton is not anti-Semitic.
It's just a weird thing to say. Yeah,
Okay,
like
sorry, I
please tell
got
me,
one thing wrong.
please, Addie, tell me that you're trolling. Please.
I'm not. I'm simply doing my best to live a good life because that's all God teaches, by the way.
Okay. Well, maybe you shouldn't believe everything you hear. You might end up in a better place in life if you like did a little bit of critical thinking before you just believed everything people told you. And hey, If you want to be like, oh, that was so rude. You came up here calling me an anti-Semite for literally no fucking reason. Like
No, I didn't. I didn't call
half of
you
a
an
Google
anti-Semite.
search,
I said you were
half of
doing
a
something
Google
that I have heard
search.
is anti-Semitic. I was trying to
Well, you're
simply
wrong.
tell
Like
you
I
something that
said,
I.
if you just didn't believe everything that you heard and you actually like looked into it a little bit yourself, you might be in a better place than you are right now.
Okay, thank you for the advice. Anyways, all God teaches.
No. What a weird thing to come up here and say. What a weird thing. Don't put that on me.
What's up?
Justin?
Hey guys, I just want to clarify. Oh yeah, I'm 18, 12, 14, 07, and I'm Christian or Greek Eastern Orthodox. But can I clarify something? I don't know who these Christians are coming on here. I don't know if you've not done your historical document reading, but okay. Anyways, I do want to go back to. I heard you talking to that one guy earlier. That one had a flag about how Jesus teaches to follow all the what laws were you talking about?
The Levitical laws, the Mosaic laws.
Which is just completely untrue. But also, I also want to
Therefore,
ask,
whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called the
what
least in the
was
kingdom of heaven, but whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Do you want me to give you context to prove to you that he's talking about the Mosaic laws?
so what has been changed in the Mosaic Law, just by chance? So if you could answer that, please. What did
What do you
Jesus
mean?
change by the what did Jesus change by the Mosaic Law, just by chance?
He made them even more severe. Like the
No,
Mosaic
no.
laws, you would be in trouble for doing in the Mosaic laws, you'd be in trouble for doing, bad things. In Jesus, he updated them, and like even thought crimes are punishable by death according to Jesus. So he took it like a step five steps further.
Okay. So what verses are you claiming? I know you went in Matthew. What verse are you claiming that proclaims this?
About what?
What
The
do you
thought
mean?
crimes thing?
Well, no, the first thing you said that Jesus upheld to these laws, and I also asked you. So I asked you for the Mosaic Law changes. You said there was
That
something
he
about the
made
thought
them
changes.
even more intense. He made
Okay,
them even.
what's the justification for that?
Bible guy, I know you. I don't have it off the top of my head. I could Google the verse, but where's the
Here,
one where he's getting us in trouble for thought crime?
I can help you. I think I know what
You
verse.
have heard that it was said, "Thou shalt not commit murder." I say to you, however, if you are even angry with your brother, you won't be in dangers of the fires of Gehenna.
So thought crimes.
So do you I also have a question. So do you ignore? So you just cherry pick those verses where I also say to you, you've heard an eye for an eye. Do you also like those verses? Do you just take those? You're like, no, I'm just gonna ignore that.
Nope, I'm not ignoring that because that all.
It seems
Jesus
like
is
you
doing-
are.
All Jesus is doing in that case is addressing a misconception in his day that eye for an eye was referring to personal justice, when in the Torah it's about courts taking justice.
Yes. So the Torah did change.
No, that's not
Yeah.
changing the
Yes.
Torah. That's
Yes.
correction.
Yes. No. Not changing the Torah. I'm saying the Torah
Nope.
changed that. You're simply lying. Like you're gonna hop.
I'm not lying.
Do
So-
not think I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches other to do the same will be the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. This is
Okay.
God
So
affirming. This is God affirming the Mosaic laws.
so you're first off, you're cherry picking verses. Second off,
Or this is
let me go
Jesus.
back
This
to it.
is
Let me go back
Jesus
to it. Let me go
affirming
back.
the
Let
Mosaic
me go back
laws.
because you addressed a lot. So I'm trying to go back to also what he addressed. So first off, I didn't unless I heard some people were saying that, but also too that I did not mean if it sounded like that. It's just I didn't mean the Torah was changed. I did not mean to say that. So that's what you said. I did not mean to say that. If that's what everyone heard, you've seen people comment that. That's not what I meant. I meant the Torah had changed things about the old law, but also the Mosaic law was changed. I mean, was changed. So Jesus did change that. So if you can argue, but you cherry pick. I'm trying to let me explain. Let me explain, bro. Let me.
Calm down. Calm down.
Let me explain.
Did you just make the statement that the old law was changed by the Torah?
No, I'm saying laws have been changed since the Torah. Like the Mosaic law was changed.
It wasn't.
It was. I mean, that's simply a historic argument. I mean, I can.
What?
Prove
laws
it.
of Jesus change?
I can prove it. Would you like me to provide sources?
Yes.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, give us the chapter and verse.
The chapter. Oh, the chapter verse. Okay, I got you. Hold on. I gotta kind of exit TikTok. I don't know if you can hear me when I leave, so I have to go on my
Yeah,
Bible
we
app.
can't, but it's okay. You can leave the app and go find that chapter and verse.
All right.
Do you love when they get so excited?
Hey, this has been pretty decent. I've been doing pretty good holding my own up here.
Yeah, you've been doing fantastic. Absolutely killing it. I was like, ooh, should I go up? But no, then immediately you went bam and knocked him down. That was great.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's so good having you here because, like, I know what's in the Bible, but I don't know it verbatim, and I don't know like exactly where it is, so it takes me a second to like find it. But with you, you just rile it off. It's very nice. Butters is here. She's standing on my computer. Oh,
Everyone send roses for Butters. Gotta pay the Butters tax.
Oh.
yeah, pay the Butters tax. Equality is here, my beloved.
Oh wait, can you see this?
No, I can't see anything.
Oh, hold on. It only lets you paste the URL. Hold on. Well, I don't know why my Bible is doing that.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
want it in the comments. I'm hosting a live right now.
How do I like?
I'm not gonna be able to like take the URL out of the comments.
No. It had like it was a copy paste of a verse, but it was.
Just give us
Okay,
the
that's
verse.
fine.
And I'll look
Yeah,
it
just
up.
give us the verse. I have a computer right here. I can type it in. Hello, Equality.
Hello, my lovelies. How are you?
Pretty good. Bible Guy just got up here. I've been live, I don't know, probably like for the last maybe hour doing it all by myself, and I'm pretty proud of my accomplishments.
Have you had any good food?
All the good food. Well, some of the food was really disingenuous and stuff, but still good regardless.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, and you know, we have this food up here, and we also have 22 people in the guest request, so we're
22.
golden.
So much food. What's this guy doing right now? Looking up a Bible verse?
He's going to look up a verse to say that the Torah was changed or something.
No, you keep saying that out of my mouth, bro. I said the drawer was not changed. No.
Okay.
Not what I said.
Okay, so what is the verse that you're looking for again? Like, what is this verse trying to prove to us?
The referring verses, I was trying to find I found a verse in Matthew. We can go over the chapter, but also the context of it, because we're in Matthew. I guess is what you were referring to. So we'll go to Matthew. We'll go to Matthew 5:21, which is typically where I'm guessing
I'm
you're
right
making a
there.
reference from. Yeah, that's what
I'm right
I was showing
there.
you. That's great. Okay, so can you read Matthew 5:21 for me? Can you read it for me?
Yeah, the thing where I said that he takes the
Yeah,
Mosaic laws
keep
and
reading
makes them
Keep
even
reading
more
it.
intense. Yeah.
Keep
You heard
reading
it was
it.
said to those
Keep
of
reading
ancient
it.
times. Shut the fuck up so I can. You heard it was said to those of ancient times, you shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that if you are angry with your brother or sister, you will be liable for the judgment. And if you insult a brother or sister, you will be liable to the council. And if you say, you fool, you will be liable to the hell of fire. So when you are offering your gift at the altar, if you remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother and sister, and then come offer your gift. Do I need to continue? That was
If I could
21.
also stop getting muted.
That was 21 through 24. Do you want me to keep going or?
Well, I do want to make a comment, but your moderators keep freaking muting me. But
Well, you won't shut the fuck up so I can read out of
bro,
the
I'm
Bible.
not. I said, well, I was about to make one comment because after you read the verse after, I was about to make a comment. But I mean, if I can't
So,
speak,
do you
but
want me to keep reading from Matthew, or
so
or
let's.
did I read everything that you wanted me to read?
Okay, so if Jesus' teaches against and changes the Mosaic law, what would you think about that?
That would make Jews as a
So
false.
I'm not asking you, bud. I'm not asking you,
I guess
bud. I'm asking the host.
that would make him a contrarian. I guess.
It would also make him a sinner.
I'm asking the host, brother. I want to know the host opinion, not a little boyfriend up here. All right, let's go, host. All right, so what would you
I
think?
gave you my opinion. I
You
already
didn't give
said
me
it. Were
opinion.
you
You just
listening, or were you
shared.
too busy? Or were you too busy yapping?
Your little boyfriend over there kept cherry
I
picking. All right, let's go. Come on.
well, I gave my answer, but you won't shut the
I
fuck
couldn't
up
hear
and
you. You both are
listen.
speaking, bro. You both are speaking at the same time, bro.
I said that would make him a contrarian because, as we just read, as I read to you more than one time, Jesus wants you to follow the old laws, every single one of them.
Balls.
So Justin, do you think what
Do you want me to
I'm
read it to you?
not.
Do you want me to read it to you again?
You read that?
I'll read it to you again. You can tell me, I'll read this to you. I'll read this Bible verse to you, and then you can tell me whether or not you think it's true or false. This will be fun. Can you guys put him on a mute nap while I read?
Bro.
Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill. Oh, he ran away.
What a bit.
Darn it.
No.
Darn it.
Oh, the dash. The dash.
Aw. Oh, man.
Hey, there's some dude in the...
River.
Hey, I'm not religious at all. I just wanted to say I love your guys' stuff. You guys are doing great work. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Of course, of
I am
course.
dropping you, though.
Of course.
lovely, though.
What were you going to say, E?
There's a dude in your guest request. Wait for it. Daniel Tobin. He has 739,000 followers.
Jesus Christ.
Check out my link below. Oh, maybe it's a bot.
Oh, he was in my request, but I accepted him and he's not coming up.
Oh, maybe it was a bot.
It is
Yeah,
also
don't.
like TikTok's doing this. Oh, sorry, I accidentally let two people up at once. Didn't mean to. Hello, Nor guy.
Oh, I also requested by mistake, but keep it up. keep what you're doing.
No worries. No worries.
Hello, Friendly Fire. Nor guys, Friendly Fire.
I didn't know that. Okay, this guy's back. Sorry.
It's okay. I understand.
How old are you, first of all?
I just turned 18 a few weeks ago. But
And are you a Christian?
I am a Christian, yes.
All right, the Bible is false, Yahweh is evil. What are your thoughts?
I would have to disagree. Everything that God does in the Bible has some sort of background, and he has given them an opportunity to repent before.
So your position is that there's nothing that Yahweh does in the Bible that's evil?
Nope, not one.
Can I ask
So
you,
why-
have you read the Bible?
I have. Most
You
of it. I'm
little
not
liar.
finished with Revelation.
You little liar. There's loads of things the God character does in the Bible without warning anyone or giving them an opportunity to change their ways. He punishes innocent people.
I have 3 restrictions now.
What?
I just got 3 separate restrictions. I think I might restart.
Appeal them and keep crushing it. You have like... Oh.
Ratsuit, I have read almost the whole
live
Bible.
visibility restricted. It's restricted for some audiences and discontinued in some regions, and all for hate and harassment.
To be an atheist.
It's okay. We can like keep them up, but we will now because of this. Oh, what? Oh,
Did you appeal them?
I don't know. It's telling me. No, I have all 3 still. We can keep going, but I will probably have to restart because we are quickly going to be losing viewership and requests. But Mansa, what's up?
I just wanted to refute the Levitical law argument.
Go ahead and try.
Do you want me to read it, or do you want me, or do you want to look it up? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, did you hear my Levitical law argument, or do you need me to give the argument again?
Yeah, say it again, please.
Jesus wants you to hold to the Levitical laws. It says it in Matthew.
Romans 10:4, for Christ is the end of the law of everyone who...
Oh, I can't hear you, bud. Romans 10:4. I'll just pull it up so you don't have to keep going out. Romans 10, verse 4. Christ is the end of the law, so there may be righteousness for everyone who believes.
Yeah.
My opinion on that would just be that there's a contradiction in the Bible that you found.
In what way?
Because in Matthew, it says, "Do not think I have come to abolish the law, for truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of the letter will pass from the law." So those two statements are contradictory.
They're not contradictory. It is Jesus
So
wanted
did
them.
heaven and earth pass away?
No.
Because it says right here, "For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke." So did heaven and earth pass away?
No.
Oh, so we're still supposed to be following the law?
Could I
According to Matthew, we are supposed to still be following the law, right? Because heaven
could
and
I
earth haven't passed away.
could I finish my argument, please? We are called to follow the Levitical law until the time of Jesus' passing. He says that after he died, that there would be a new law put in place, and that the old one would be irrelevant.
Well, I'll go back to what I said before. That just sounds contradictory because right here in Matthew it says otherwise.
Okay, so
So I mean, the best case scenario here is you are finding a contradiction in the Bible.
Let me look for a certain verse.
All right. Bible guy, what is your thought? What is your thought on that? Would you say that's just a contradiction, or would you have more insight?
Yeah, I would just say that Paul is in disagreement with Jesus. Also, Jesus never spoke of a new law. In fact, after the resurrection, Jesus said to his apostles in Matthew 28, "Go into all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you," which would include Jesus's citation to follow the teachings of the scribes and the Pharisees. So my dude here is just citing Paul and believing Paul's words over Jesus's words, and he's interpreting Jesus through Paul instead of letting Jesus interpret Paul. Although it must also be noted, though, with the word "end" in Romans 10:4 is the Greek word telos, which doesn't mean termination, but rather goal, that Jesus is the goal of the law.
Okay, so the verse you are using, when it says fulfill, it is talking about to complete or to finish the law, meaning that he is
It
going
isn't.
to...
Not finished, no.
No, it's pleru. It means to embody to the greatest extent. It means to exemplify the law to the greatest extent, not to complete it. I have not come to abolish the law. Not come to abolish the law.
In the translation I'm looking at, it says pleru, which means
Cool. That word means to embody to the greatest extent. So that's like saying if the law says wear your seatbelt, the way that I embody that to the greatest extent is to wear my seatbelt. It doesn't mean that nobody else now has to wear their seatbelt.
that
Yeah.
it would depend on the words and phrasing, wouldn't it?
Well,
It's a really good thing we have a friend here who knows the Greek and Hebrew, so we can just ask him.
The
So
truth
what
is, you're
does- what is
desperate
the
not
Greek
to
word
follow
pleru?
Jesus. You want to follow Paul.
What is the
He's
Greek
a
word
follower
pleru
of
mean?
Paul, aren't they all? I've never met a single Christian that's a follower of Jesus. They're all followers of Paul. Which honestly, good for you. Paul was better. But he wasn't Jesus.
Again, what does the Greek word pleru mean?
It means to fill up, to make it full. Like imagine, for example, like a glass of water which is half filled, and then you fill it up to the brim. That's what it means to make something pleru. And the Greek word here is plerusai, is the aorist form, active infinitive form of pleru, and it means to make full. And it means the exact opposite of destroy or terminate, because it's specifically being contrasted with katalusai, which means to abolish.
Yeah, and someone in the comments just made it very clear. It really doesn't fucking matter what fulfill means, because after that, it makes it very clear what Jesus means. You are supposed to follow these laws. I say, nope, wrong one. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Heaven and earth haven't passed away. The silence is deafening. Somebody play cricket sounds.
I actually think it's really funny that you had cricket sounds ready. I have to really applaud that.
Well, that was just me, but yeah.
That was a whistle for sure. Here.
I mean, I can just do this. Wait a minute. I got my soundboard up.
Wait, no, I got one. Don't play anything.
Oh.
When it comes to man. Hold on. Commercial.
When it comes to our health,
Give me one
there's
sec.
one name.
My soundboard doesn't have commercials, Arwen.
I'm going on YouTube. It's not a soundboard.
You don't have YouTube Premium? Or...
No.
Okay.
I need a soundboard though. That's fun.
It does seem pretty fun.
I'll already get one for you for free.
Matthew 5:18, it says until all is finished, right? If I'm not mistaken.
All is, yeah, which all is not finished because Revelation hasn't happened yet, right?
However, when Jesus' final words on the cross, it says it is finished.
The passion is finished, not everything.
So what would an unnamed law be? Sorry, I forgot my sentence.
This is getting painful.
Sorry, I'm brain fogging right now. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on this so I can refute this better.
Okay. Sounds good, buddy. Good work. Good. You defended Jesus very well today. Oh, Bible guy. I'm not monetized yet or anything, so it doesn't matter if I put this live on YouTube with the Jeopardy shit, right?
The Jeopardy shit won't get you demonetized. On my soundboard, I keep the Jeopardy sound on my soundboard, and it doesn't seem to, as long as it's like not very long, it doesn't seem to demonetize me.
Because one of the friendlies was like instant demonetization, but like joke's on you, I was never monetized.
And it doesn't actually demonetize you, so we're all good.
Sweet. Ethan, hello.
What's up?
Not much. How old are you?
I'm 19.
And are you a Christian?
I'm an atheist, but I like to challenge one of your worldviews.
Yeah, what is one of my worldviews?
Or not really a worldview, but your prompt. Like when you talk about the Bible, what do you mean like the Bible is false? Are you saying every recorded document about the Bible is false, or what are you talking about?
Just like there could be a couple true statements in the Bible, but it doesn't make up for all of the untrue shit.
Dude, are you driving?
Yeah,
so
it
you're saying
sounds like
majority, yeah. What?
Sounds like you're piloting a car.
Yeah, you can't, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already restricted, and we are actively losing viewership because of the restriction. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but don't do that. I wish you wouldn't. Also, I'd love to know what kind of hate and harassment they think that I've done. I've been very nice. I've been very nice.
Yeah,
Z,
man.
how old
Yeah,
are
man.
you?
I'm 19, man.
What is with all the freaking teenagers?
I
Are you a
mean,
Christian?
I'm a classical theist, man. I came up like to offer some evidence for theism if you want to engage with that.
It's not what the prompt's about.
Yeah, I think also
Well,
you're
my
probably just a Christian, like wanting to not talk about the Bible because.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a classical
Usually, what
theist.
I in my own experience, which I know it's anecdotal, in my own experience, every person that I've ever spoken to that claims to be a classical theist is just a Christian.
Can you
I
deny
mean,
that Jesus is the Christ?
yeah, Jesus is not the Christ, man. Come on.
All right, then I guess he's not. But again, you're not. This isn't for you.
Now I'm sure the host
Do
is
you
going to
follow
give.
Yahweh?
If by Yahweh you just mean some being that is divinely
I
simple,
mean, like the God of the Bible.
probably not. No.
Well then.
This live is not for you. Go to a
Why you
classical
run?
theist live.
Don't they teach y'all? Don't y'all? They teach y'all how to read in classical theism class.
Oh my gosh, can I first tell you guys? So, a few of my posts on TikTok and YouTube, I have like God loves women so much that and then I start listing off a bunch of shitty things that he does to women, and then I have another one that's like God is so good that and then I just start listing off a bunch of shitty things that he does in general. And I cannot tell you how many Christians have been like, so how come some of your posts are against God and some of them are telling us how much God loves us? And I'm like, reading comprehension is your friend. Because nowhere on my posts am I saying anything good about God.
Read
You
the
have to
whole
read
thing.
them. Yeah. They read like the first 3 words and they're like, oh, this girl doesn't know what she believes. Like, no, you just need to actually read. All right. We are getting to a point where I'm letting people up, but nobody's coming. And also, we're losing viewers. Before you got here, I had over 300 people in here.
When I got here, which was only like 10 or 15 minutes ago, it was like 250. Those
Yeah,
fucking restrictions are a life ruiner.
Yeah. All I have to do is restart. I also have been live for like, I don't know, coming up on like 2 hours now. So I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if I just ended.
Yeah.
No.
Let's restart.
Yeah. I know you just got here. I started a little bit earlier than I told you I was going to.
I'm still glad that you are live. I saw that you were live and I was like, perfect.
I know. I'm glad that you're here. I'm always glad that you're here. So I just accepted a bunch of people and nobody's coming. I'm getting really tired of this. So I think I might just restart. Will you guys come back?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, you two be back and I will also be back.
If you're in the guest request right now, just come right back to Cam's live because she's going to restart and then you can come up.
You know what I just realized in ending my live? Mezzo is live with like 400 people. So I'm fighting with one of the big dogs right now for all your guys' attention. And also, I have to charge my phone, which I hate having to plug it in while it's up here because then it gets like crooked. But there's not much I can do. It's just gonna have to be crooked. One second, y'all. I'm trying to put you up on my ring light. Maybe it won't be crooked. Can I do it? Is it gonna work? No, probably not. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so didn't work, but I caught it before it fell. Quick reflexes. Stay. Stay. Yeah, so Mezzo's live, stealing all my food, but it's okay. But I do kind of want to just end it soon so I can go watch Mezzo's live because I love Mezzo. But everybody, welcome back. Look at my cute little princess. She looks so moody and cute. I love it. Equality, did you get lost coming back here? Because why are you not here yet?
They take a while to do things.
Someone says, did you get your tattoo before you were Christian? I'm not Christian. Yeah, Mezzo and Joel, they're cool. Joel is more my buddy than Mezzo is. Mezzo, I've spoken to Mezzo a few times, but Joel's around pretty often. He was actually in here before Mezzo started, but I'm sure he had to leave me so he could go watch his best buddy, which is fine. It's fine. Joel is hilarious. I love Joel. I think he's great. And I love Mezzo too. I love a lot of the atheist creators. They have been big inspirations. And not only that, but they've taught me so much. Before I started listening to these atheist creators, there's no way that I would have been able to come up here and do this myself.
And now you absolutely demolished it, even by yourself. You're just rocking it.
Just rocking it.
Oh, now that I'm just going to do a quick plug for everyone. Hey, everyone, make sure that you go and subscribe to the Arwen Show on YouTube. We're over 50% of the way towards our goal of getting Arwen 1,000 subscribers so that we can get her monetized. And that way, one day, hopefully, she can quit her job at the USPS.
Yeah. I love the USPS though. It's very fulfilling and I get lots of exercise walking around.
It can be a real shit job though sometimes.
Yeah, no pun intended. But thank you all for joining me again. Any Christians, you guys are more than welcome to come up and request. Hold on, help me. Ooh, I kind of like it with like the blue light. Hold on.
Yeah, actually the blue light is probably best because of the green background.
This is too blue. But I like... Okay, I guess this is the one I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yahweh's evil, the Bible's false. Christians are mad. Christians are big mad.
All right, I'm gonna bring someone up.
Bring equality up. Oh, equality.
Hello.
Can somebody reorder us? I don't like that equality is sandwiched between the Bible guy, or I don't like that the Christians sandwiched between my friendlies. I want my friendlies to be together. Hello, Zach.
Yes. What do you have against Jesus? Why don't you like Jesus?
I think he's a meanie bobini.
Why so?
Because he affirms all the Levitical laws of the Old Testament.
So you don't like Jesus because he literally went through more suffering than anybody else that ever lived? You understand that?
Whoa.
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
So first of all,
that's what he did, though.
First of all, calm down.
He sacrificed himself to appease himself for rules that he made up himself. I don't give a shit.
What is the most suffering anyone
you
has
want to
ever...
go through that suffering? You want to get on a cross and do that?
Zach, what is the most suffering anyone has ever gone through?
Jesus.
What
on
did
the
he
cross.
do? He died for 3 days?
No, he died on the cross and resurrected.
For 3 days. Is that the most suffering anyone's ever experienced?
Yeah. Have you read actually what happened to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sacrificed himself to himself to appease himself.
He sacrificed himself so we could live. Why do you guys...
Well,
he didn't have to do that though. Like he made up the parameters. He didn't. He made up the parameters.
We were born into sin.
He could have just as easily been like, nah, you guys are all forgiven and I'm not going to go die on a cross. Just
We were born
go be
into sin. He
forgiven.
had to do that, okay?
Oh wait, so he didn't have a choice in the matter? He's not all powerful? He was stuck?
He wanted to save us. He wanted to go to hell instead. We would have all gone to hell if it wasn't for him.
Preaching is not an argument, okay? Just telling us the story isn't an argument. The God character determined what needed to happen, and for some reason, he decided that he had to kill his own kid. Well, he decided that. So when you're like, we were born into sin, this is all just like preaching isn't an argument. Also, the claim that Jesus suffered, even as a fictional character, more than anyone in history, is just nonsense. 3 days on a cross is not more than other people have suffered.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Try spending,
He got
I don't know.
turned on by his own
I've
people.
never experienced it, but try being like tortured for your whole entire natural life and then die a miserable death. I feel like that'd be worse.
He got turned on by his own people that he did miracles for. He got turned on by his own people.
Do you know that famous Mr. Schittler took like 120,000 German residents that were also Jews and had them put into concentration camps where they lived in just horrible situations for weeks and weeks and weeks, some of them months, without food. And then they were put into gas chambers and brutally murdered. They were turned on by their own people.
The Jews did worse to Jesus than Hitler did to the Jews.
I just gave you a long-winded example of how that's just overtly untrue.
Also, I just don't give a fuck that Jesus died on a cross. He was the one who put himself up there. He was the one that made the rules that he needed to sacrifice himself. He could have decided to do it any other way. I don't give a shit. That's like if you did something to me and I was like, oh no, I made up the rule. Now I have to kill you. But wait, instead of killing you, I'm going to kill myself. How big of a sacrifice is that when I'm the one who made up the rule in the first place? Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care.
Understand what
Jesus
sin is.
did not
You don't
sacrifice shit.
understand what the sacrifice was meant in the first place.
I
was to
understand it more than you do.
He's
good
holy.
buddy.
Zach, do you realize you're just
I
crashing
understand it
out?
way more than you do. Oh my god, I already got restricted again. 3 restrictions again.
You see how I'm talking about Jesus? This is
Yeah, we see how you are crashing out on my live. We all are here to see it.
Arwen, you can't talk about unaliving yourself. That's fine.
Man! All right, trying again. Hold on, y'all. I won't. Okay, this is my last attempt at going live. And if I fail, I got like a frog in my throat. Woo! If I fail this time, it's over. I don't even want to try again. I will literally just end the live and go watch Mezzo. I don't care. I have laundry to do and dishes to do. Quality,
Hello?
you better be back. You better come back.
Hello?
Hi, Celtic.
Hi. Didn't you like my age?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 20.
And are you a Christian?
Oh, 100%.
Sweet. The Bible's false, Yahweh is evil.
Can I ask what you think Yahweh's evil?
Because he does a lot of evil shit in the Bible.
Can you like give me references of what he's done that's evil?
Yeah, he strikes people down dead for the crime of telling a lie. I don't think the crime of telling one lie is worthy of death. Do you?
No, but I don't think he did either because, we all lie and he understands that.
Do you know the story of Ananias and Sapphira?
No, but can you like explain it to me though?
Yeah, I'll just read it to you. Ananias and
But I will say this.
Is it Sapphira or Sapphira? Bible guy.
Sapphira.
Sapphira? I like Sapphira better.
Hey, it's whatever you want. I mean, either way, it's not the original Greek, so we're just making it up as we go.
True. Okay, hold on. I gotta get it. So this is an Acts. Give me 1 second. But a man named Ananias, with the consent of his wife Sapphira, sold a piece of property. With his wife's knowledge, he kept back some of the proceeds and bought only a part and laid it at the apostles' feet. Ananias, Peter asked, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and keep back the proceeds of the land? While it remained unsold, did it not remain your own? After it was sold, were not the proceeds at your disposal? How is it that you have contrived this deed in your heart? You did not lie to us, but to God. Now when Ananias heard these words, he fell down and died. And then, after an interval of about 3 hours, his wife came in, not knowing what had happened. Peter said to her, tell me whether you and your husband sold the land for such and such a price. And she said, yes, that was the price. Then Peter said to her, how is it that you have agreed together to put the Spirit of the Lord to the test? Look at the feet of those who have buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out. Immediately she fell down dead. She fell down at his feet and died. So they were struck down dead by God for the crime of telling a lie. And that's in the New Testament too.
Honestly, I don't know how
that's in the New Testament when God was supposed to be better.
I mean, honestly, I don't know how to reply to that because I ain't actually heard about that one. But from what I know from the Bible,
do you think it's good to give people to give people the unalivement penalty for telling one single lie?
I don't know. I know Jesus spoke in parables, though. Like the way
That's
things
not
were.
Jesus speaking.
So who was speaking?
Ananias, Sapphira, and Peter. This is a story of what happened between Ananias, Sapphira, and the apostles. They lied to the apostles, and God struck them down dead because they each told one lie. You think that's good. I think that's evil. Let's talk about it.
Okay, I don't know how to respond to that. I'm not gonna lie, but I do know from what I read in the Bible and what I know of Jesus is that he's healed people, he's protected people, he's offered salvation and forgiveness.
He also admits that he gives people disabilities. What verse is that? I can find it here on my list, but I know for a fact that he admits to giving people disabilities.
I know he's healed people from disabilities.
Yeah, did you know, Bible guy, which is the verse where he's like, dude, who makes them blind? Who makes them deaf? It's me.
Yeah, that's Exodus chapter 3. God says to Moses, who makes the deaf, the mute, the seeing, and the blind? Is it not I? Now go.
Yeah, so God, like you're saying that he heals them, fine, but he's healing them from something that he caused. So I don't think that's good. I think that's evil.
I don't think being blind is a good thing. Yes, it sucks, but I do think it teaches people. It helps people to learn and to grow.
I didn't say that being blind was evil. I said purposefully making people disabled is evil.
But if nobody was blind, how would you learn from that?
God intentionally created disabled people. That's not cool.
The only thing you'll learn from being blind is Braille. All right, there's no other purpose in it.
Like
I think the purpose is it actually teaches people
I'm not going to say that these blind or disabled people like are bad or that it sucks, but I'm almost positive almost all of them would say that they'd rather not be. So why the hell is God making people disabled?
I don't know.
Well, do you think it's good to make people disabled? Like if you went around and you made someone deaf and blind, is that a good thing that you did?
No, but also I don't.
So
like
when God
the
goes
intention
around
though,
making
it depends on the intention.
When God goes around making people deaf and blind, that's also not a good thing, right?
I guess not. No.
So it seems like you're kind of in agreement here. God does fucked up stuff.
But he's God though. He knows, everything. I believe that he does what he does for a reason. There's a purpose behind it. I don't think he just does it just to be evil.
Sure. That doesn't mean that all of his purposes are good. Some of his purposes are evil. Can you tell me what would be a good purpose in making people disabled?
He's also healed disabled people though too.
Yeah, he's healed the people that he has caused to be disabled. So that's literally like if I blinded you and then I healed you from the blindness, I'm not like, that wasn't me being like altruistic. I was the one who made you blind in the
Technically,
first place.
okay, yes, technically Jesus is God and God is Jesus, and that's true. But you know, Jesus, he lived his life as a normal person. You know, he suffered, he had pain, he, you know, he had things happen to him, and he spent from the time his last bit of life, you know, for his people, you know, teaching them, helping them grow, healing them, showing them miracles. You know, he spent that time, his last bit of time, for us. It's not like he did that selfishly for himself. He did that for other people. And then he died on the cross. Yeah, and he didn't have to. He could have just said whatever and just didn't do
You're
it.
right, he didn't have to. He could have not died on the cross and forgiven everybody anyway. But he decided to make himself do that for, I don't know, shits and giggles. It's weird.
But you have to you have to. But if you do sinful things, you're so okay. So back in the Old Testament, you used to have to sacrifice, like kill sheep,
Yeah,
like
who
murder
set that
animals.
system up? Who set that system up?
In the Old
Who
Testament,
set
that's
up
what
that
it says.
system that people need sacrifice, or people need to give sacrifices in order to be forgiven? Who set that system up?
I guess God at the time, but whenever
Yeah, it
Jesus
was
came down,
God.
he came back to teach new
Could
teachings.
he have just set up a different system where people don't need to sacrifice stuff in order to be forgiven?
But what would people? But like, if we didn't have, like,
Could
if
he
we,
have just set up a different system where people don't need to be sacrificed and we don't need to sacrifice animals and stuff? Could he have set that system up?
I mean, yes, technically, because God is
All
God, He
right.
can do anything. But
Sweet. So
I believe it's
the
for a.
sacrifices are meaningless. They don't matter.
But I think it does matter though, because if you just are
Why
off
would
in
it
sin, if you're
matter?
off sinning, right? You're lying, you're committing adultery, you're doing all these things, and you don't have any repercussions. Then what does that teach you? If you're just off doing stuff and nobody's holding you accountable, how are you supposed to learn? How are you supposed to become a better person?
How is doing a fucked up thing and then going and sacrificing an animal at an altar to be
But that was in the
forgiven?
past. But when Jesus came
How is
down,
that
Jesus taught that.
accountability either? How
But
is that accountability?
But Jesus, that's why Jesus came down to teach
No,
people
I'm
that you
asking
don't
you.
have to
You are
sacrifice
asking me
animals.
about accountability, and I'm saying, what part of doing a bad thing and then going and sacrificing an animal at an altar is accountability? Like, what part of that is being held accountable?
I mean, I don't know for sure,
You're
but
getting a
like,
get out of jail free card. All you have to do is go sacrifice an animal at an altar and everything's good. There is no accountability there.
okay, well, I don't know how to answer that. You're right. But what I will say is when Jesus did come back, though, when Jesus came down, right? Okay, he taught that you didn't have to do those things to be forgiven. You just had to seek him and ask forgiveness of him to be forgiven. You didn't have to sacrifice animals anymore. You didn't have to do those things. You just need to rely on him to be forgiven. So you didn't have to do those crazy things, right?
Okay, how is that accountability either? You do a bad thing and then you turn to Jesus and ask for forgiveness. How is that accountability?
Because when you seek him, you
You seek him and then you say, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it. I shouldn't have done that. Please forgive me. And then he forgives you and the slate is wiped clean. What part of that is accountability?
because you can't, it's not just about saying it. Oh, it's about having action. It's about actually having a change of heart, because forgiveness isn't just about saying it. It's about actually having a change in your heart and wanting to
Do
do
you
better.
agree that the Bible affirms that all you have to do in order to be forgiven is earnestly seek forgiveness from God?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay, so you don't need any actions. All you have to do is earnestly seek forgiveness. Where is the accountability in that?
Okay, but it's not just about saying that though. It's about actually taking action, meaning like
Okay,
doing.
where, like, I could give you multiple Bible verses that say all you have to do is ask for forgiveness.
You have to
What
change
Bible
your
verse?
ways. You
What
have.
Bible verse do you have that says you have to change your ways? Because let me just pull it up. I can give you. Does God forgive people who ask? Who ask first? So in First John it says, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us all of righteousness. It doesn't say anything about changing your actions. All it says is about confessing. And then here I have one in Psalm. As far as to the east from the west, so far as he removed our transgressions from us. This doesn't say anything about we need to change our actions. It's just saying all we have to do is ask for forgiveness and we're forgiven. Where's the accountability there?
I think the accountability comes with you acknowledging the fact of what you did wrong. You're holding yourself accountable by relying on God instead of keeping it to yourself and not acknowledging the fact that, hey, I did something. So let me go repent about it and ask for forgiveness and try to do better and try not to do that again.
It doesn't say anywhere in the Bible about not trying to do it again.
No,
It
but
just
if
says,
you
all
but
it
if you
says is that
read
you have to ask for forgiveness.
but if you really read the whole book though, it
I got a
really.
question. If we had criminals in our justice system and we did this system where all they had to do was genuinely ask for forgiveness and then they're good and the slate is wiped clean and they get to go, are they being held accountable for their actions?
Not if they don't truly mean it. But you have to
If
truly
they
mean it. But if
truly,
they really.
say Jeffrey Dahmer got arrested for everything that he did and he felt really, really sorry for it and genuinely asked for forgiveness. Is that enough to let him go? Was he held accountable? He gets to go free now? Because you're saying accountability is just accepting that you did something wrong. That's not being held accountable. I would say in the Jeffrey Dahmer case, being held accountable would be like life in prison or something to that effect. Just apologizing for what you did and accepting that what you did was wrong is not accountability.
But like I said, it's not just like saying it, it's like actually having action too. Like you have
Yeah,
to change the things you do.
Where's the Bible verse that says you actually have to have action? Because I just read to you a verse that says all you have to do is confess. Where's the Bible verse that says you have to do actions in order to be forgiven?
Okay. Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. This feels kind of like punching down because I can tell that myself and my cronies up here are way more biblically literate than you. And I think you also mentioned that you're a teenager.
No, I'm 20.
Oh, that's slightly better. I don't know. It just feels like maybe you should like read this a little bit more before you kind of try to come into apologetics for it.
I mean, no, I don't know everything, but I do know what kind of person, Jesus, how he lived and the things that he taught. And I can kind of put that together to see what kind of a person he was when he was a human. I know
Yeah,
he.
shitty one.
Not really. If I spent my last several years of my life for other people, even though they've done things against me, they talked down to me, they treated me horribly, but I'm willing to give my last few years of my life to them just so because I love them so much that I want them to become, to be a better human being, or like, so they have a chance to go to heaven. I mean, if he didn't teach, what he did, nobody, would we'd still be living like the Old Testament, essentially.
That's what Jesus wanted.
Yeah, Jesus wants us to live in like we're in the Old Testament. I'm super.
But whenever Jesus came down, like in the New Testament, he didn't talk about throwing stones.
Actually, he did.
Or
Yeah, Jesus got mad at the Pharisees for not stoning their children.
yeah, are you sure that wasn't in the Old Testament?
That's Jesus. Jesus isn't in the Old Testament.
Well, I know that, but
Jesus, the man who walked around on earth, got mad at the Pharisees for not stoning their children, amongst other things. So he was pro stoning, especially stoning kids.
I don't know. But it also talks about Jesus doing good for others.
I grant that. I grant that you don't know. This whole conversation has been pretty apparent that you don't know.
At one point, I'm pretty sure he said that Jesus spoke in perishables.
So what did he call a testament at one point? A tenement?
I don't know. That was
maybe it was mean though. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like I felt like punching down. After a while I started realizing like maybe I shouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
Andrea Phelps, or whatever her name was, says, girl, you're lost. And of course, everyone say it with me. It's the wrong your.
Grammar of Jesus, as our good buddy Equality says. Blackberry, do you know that you're here? I don't think Blackberry knows that they're live on the air, so I took them down. Hello, Emery.
Hi. So,
how old are you before we jump right in? How old are you?
16.
Shut
Nope.
up, bitch, girl.
Hard
Get the
pass.
fuck out of here. Did you guys hear somebody whispered 16 to her?
Yeah,
For
which
her to
probably
read?
means she was
I was-
15.
I was like, how old are you? And then somebody was like, 16. And then she goes, I'm 16. What? So yeah, she probably wasn't even 16. And also, if you're gonna lie, at least lie and say
Hello?
you're 18, dummy. Blackberry, you
Hello?
back?
Yeah, what's up?
How old are you?
Me? I'm 18.
Yeah. 18?
Yeah.
Did you say 18?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a Christian?
Yes.
The Bible is false and Yahweh is evil. What's
Why?
your thoughts?
I mean, I don't think it's true. Definitely think it's wrong. What makes him evil?
Oh, just a bunch of the evil stuff that he does in the Bible. You ever read it?
Yeah. What kind of evil things did he do?
Have you actually read the Bible?
Yeah, I have it like right next to me.
But like front to back.
No.
So how much of the Bible would you say you've read? Like what percentage would you say?
I say I know a good maybe probably like 12 to 20%. But yeah.
So you haven't read it.
So I haven't read it? No, I definitely read some of it.
Some of it.
And there's I mean, that's
12 to 20%.
If I read
Um,
of the 20% of The Great Gatsby, did I read The Great Gatsby?
What's that? Sorry?
It's a
If
book.
I read 12 to 20% of every single book on earth, do I get to say that I've read every single book on earth?
I mean, sure, I understand what you're saying. Like, I haven't read the Bible front to back. But I
Not
don't
even
really-
close. Not even close.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
it makes sense that you don't know the kind of evil shit that Yahweh does because you never read it.
I mean, I do.
Why is the
I mean,
Bible
there is
the
no
only
evil thing
book
that he
that we
has done. I mean, you
discuss?
haven't even given me an example of some of the evil things that he has done. You're just telling me.
Well, I will give you an example, but how about instead of coming up here and asking
I mean,
me,
I just
you
want one
go and
example.
find it out for yourself?
I
Like,
mean, just ask. I mean, I've read the
why?
Bible. I mean, I've never really heard, like, even my teachers, they never even say any evil things that he has done. I mean, I don't even.
Genocide? Baby slaughter?
What kind of
Eh,
baby slaughter?
yeah.
When? Where?
First
Where
Samuel
does it say he
15
slaughtered?
3. First Samuel
Where does it
15
say?
3. He commands the slaughter of an entire people group, including specifically the infants. Here, I'll read it to you. Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but kill both man, women, child, infant, oxen, sheep, camel, and donkey. That is
But why?
Yahweh
Do you
telling
know the
the
why?
Israelites to go and kill everybody
Do you know the why?
because they did something messed up. The
Exactly.
Amalekite.
That's a part of judgment. I mean, that's kind
Yeah,
of what
so
accountability
because the
is. I mean, if you
Amalekite.
see
So
if you
you
see a
think
bunch of evil,
you think that punishing little babies for something that their relatives did is good? You think that's just? Because the little babies didn't do the messed up thing. Honestly, none of the people who got unalived did the messed up thing. It was other Amalekites that did it. So
I don't
all
know.
of the people, all
Okay,
of the
go ahead,
people that
continue.
are getting, oh my God, I got restricted again.
I know. I don't know why. I got the
Oh
same
my
notification.
God,
Continue.
welcome to my life. Jesus Christ, these people are reporting you. They're
I
reporting you.
can't. I'm like,
Continue.
did I say like like I don't
No,
even know.
You didn't
Usually
say
no.
anything. I think maybe you're
I
cursing. That's
don't have
probably
to
it. Because you
censor
were saying
myself
stuff
this
like
much.
the S word, but
Usually I don't have to censor myself this much. But anyway, now that I'm restricted, I can just say it. Yahweh commanded the slaughter and genocide of little babies who
yeah,
didn't
that's
do
a part of
anything
his judgment.
wrong.
It's
What
a
did
part of
they
his
do
judgment.
wrong? What did the little babies do wrong?
Oh my God. I'm sorry, they're blowing up my phone. Well, the babies. We all know babies are innocent, correct?
Yeah, so what did they do wrong that was deserving of the judgment of
So if you
slaughter?
maybe hold on, let me find Samuel real quick. If you just give me a minute, because I'm pretty sure that
Because I'm of the opinion that there's nothing that a baby could do that would be worthy of slaughter. But you have a different opinion, so I'm wondering what the heck did those babies do that was worthy of slaughter? 5 minutes? All right, you can come back in 5 minutes, Blackberry. I'm not keeping you up here for 5 minutes. Paul, I feel like this guy is like he's been around the block like once or 10 times on every Atheist Live. Hello, Paul.
Not every. Yours maybe like 4 or 5. I mean, actually, I type.
I just see you around a lot.
I see
So
you.
I know that you're old enough because you're on lives all the time. The Bible is false, Yahweh's evil. What's your stance?
The Bible is a book, so there's a lot of falseness to it, and Yahweh is evil. Depends what you mean by Yahweh, but as like, I think a lot of people get confused, and it's just it's another label. Like it is a name, but I think people misdirect it, so it might not be God, like our true
Okay,
God.
whatever. The God of the Bible is evil. Whatever name you want to give him, that's the guy I'm talking about.
So Jesus does revoke the God of the Old Covenant or Old Testament.
What do you mean he revokes?
Like he says, that's not my God, and I'm pretty sure that there's like a
Verse,
lot of.
chapter
Go
and
ahead.
verse.
does the exact opposite, bud.
Yeah, chapter and verse. Where does Jesus deny
I can
the
definitely
Bible
get
God?
back to you on that.
Here,
Well, if you don't have the chapter and verse, then don't come up here and try to make claims that you can't substantiate.
Our
what was the
conversation
greatest?
led to this, so I wasn't
What was the?
expecting to,
What is the
I didn't have
greatest
it ready.
commandment? What is the greatest commandment according to Jesus?
To love each other like
No,
he loved us.
that's the second. There's the first one.
Could
When
you?
when the lawyer came to Jesus and asked, "What is the greatest commandment?" What was his response to him?
I thought it was love. I'm
It
wrong,
was, "You shall
I
love the
suppose.
Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength." And the second is like it: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Now, do
I
you know
thought it
what?
was as I have loved you.
No.
It's love the Lord your God. And you know what that comes from?
I'm not sure you're correct, but please fill me in.
Well, I can pull up the passage if you like.
I would.
Yeah, here, one moment. It'll be real quick.
We're probably going to have to make Bible Guide big because I don't think we'll be able to read it from down there. And I don't know how to make him big. So one of my mods, when he comes back, please could you... Oh, or just do it now. That's fine too.
Is it too early?
Let me see. Matthew 22. Let me pull it up. I have to be careful because I am not wearing a shirt right now, and this isn't Bible Guy After Dark. So, 37. All right. The greatest command. When the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together. One of them, an expert in the law, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest? He said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. This commandment right here where he says, and you shall love the Lord your God. You know where he's quoting that from?
I'd assume the Old Testament.
Yep,
Prophecies.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. And where it says Lord here in the English, the Hebrew is you shall love Yahweh your God. All right, so now we've established that Jesus did in fact worship Yahweh, and we can continue. That's it.
Okay, that's good. So the law is good. Jesus says that for sure. But Jesus also breaks the law. And there's in my opinion, a very specific reason why, and that is love. The only reason to break the law, to not stone your children, which I don't think that's correct either, is because you love them, and it's harder to love than it is to follow the law. You should spare your children, have mercy on them, things like this, raise them up in a more difficult way than just, punishing them, using physical, I think you guys get what I'm
There's
saying.
4 restrictions on the live now.
That sounds good to me. God is good. That's really all I have to say.
What was Jesus' position on stoning your kids?
I think I came up here before and someone said that the story that I know of isn't part of the Bible, but I do feel that it is true. Jesus protected a woman from getting stoned by a crowd. He started...
That's not the question. What is Jesus's stance on stoning disobedient children?
I'd assume love them
His
instead of
stance is
stone
do
them.
it. His stance is stone them.
Then he
No,
said
he's
to them,
like...
you have a fine way. This is actually him speaking to you.
Could you guys pull up that passage for me?
Yeah,
Mark
he's reading it to
7.
you right now.
Yeah, Mark chapter 7, verse 9. This is Jesus speaking to you, Paul. Then he said to them, you have a fine way of rejecting the commandment of God in order to keep your tradition. For Moses said, honor your father and your mother, and whoever speaks evil of father or mother must surely die. So he's reprimanding them for setting aside the commandment for their tradition, which is what you're doing.
He's not being sarcastic, but I think he's
No,
pointing
he's
out that
not.
you're not meant to follow the law to a T. We're human. The only thing that rises
So
above the law is
you're taking
love.
away the exact opposite of what his word said. That's your takeaway?
No, I'm saying for everyone's sake, Jesus is saying in that passage, don't twist it for your own benefit. Don't have not favorites, but preference for people. Everybody falls under the law. So we should all go to something
Stone
greater,
our
which is love.
disobedient children. He wants us to stone our disobedient children.
No, he didn't say I want to stone my disobedient children, and that's a fact.
He got
I
mad
think
at the Pharisees for not doing it.
Also, to be clear, there's nothing about the biblical Jesus that is a fact. It's all a fiction. But he chastises them for not following the Levitical law of stoning their children to death. He affirms...
You quoted something to me, correct? Is that a fact that you quoted certain words out of a document?
Well, I didn't, but she did, yes.
No, you definitely did.
Bible guy did, not equality.
I've
Bible
not been
guy.
talking to you.
Oh, sorry. But there was another gentleman.
So what has taken place in this live right now, those events have been factual and part of reality.
You're twisting what I said was factual.
But Jesus, you said it's a fact that Jesus did something. Nothing Jesus did is a fact. It's all entirely a fictional. But to be clear,
we're getting away
even
from...
fictionally, he defends stoning your children.
It's not defending.
It is. He chastises them and says, you're hypocrites for calling out others for not following the law and talking about washing their
people
hands.
hypocrites.
When you yourselves don't follow the law and you don't stone your
I remember
disobedient
children being stated. I remember mother and father.
Do you notice
being
how you're
put to
just
death.
talking and you're not listening at all? Do you notice that?
Or you mean accurately quoting what the other fellow said?
So the Jesus character chastises the Pharisees for not following the law and stoning their children to death.
I'm on you. I'm with you 80%. But again, I didn't hear children in the word he said. I heard mother and father.
You heard mother and father?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate you.
Best of luck.
It's in God's hands. Thank you.
Wow, he was chirping so much in the comments for such an anticlimactic conversation. Dix is here. I didn't even see you in the requests. I would have let you up immediately if I saw you.
How many bones have you broken, Six?
Several.
Nice.
We have 4 restrictions on the live, yet somehow we have a fair bit of people here still. Hello. I don't know what to call you, new guy.
Just call me Fafo.
Call you what?
Fafo.
I can't hear you.
I think he's saying fat foe.
You can't hear me?
Fat foe?
I hear you a little better now.
How about
Are you
now?
far away from your phone?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better? All right.
Afo?
Yeah, Fafo, Fafo, what do you want to call me?
All right. How old are you?
I'm 30.
And do you believe in God?
I believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost, but I do not follow the Bible.
What do you mean?
What do you learn about these characters?
Where do you learn about God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost if not the Bible?
So to answer that for you, it's more of a spiritual thing. The Bible is more of a history book to me. It's a map, it's a history book.
There's nothing
Right.
about the Bible that's a history book, but you said that
yes.
you don't.
Yes, it is a history book that what had happened.
Am I on crack today? Is it possible?
Where do you learn, where do you
Is it
about God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost if not the Bible? What text are you basing this idea off of?
If you read the Bible, then you know it's history. It's literally a history book.
You said that you believe in the Bible, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost, or you believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost, but you don't follow the Bible. So where are you getting this information from
I don't
about
follow
God,
the Bible.
Jesus, and the Holy Ghost?
So you asking me why I feel the way I
Dude,
do?
you're not
about
answering a
believing?
very simple question, and it's maddening.
Well, I'm trying to understand it.
So you said you
hold
believed
on,
in these
let me
three
talk,
characters. You believe in these three characters. Where
Okay.
do you learn about these three characters?
It's something you learn about growing up, and what you do is you get
Where
all the
do you
sides
learn
of the
about them?
story. Well, from the Bible, of course, yes. If that's
So
what you
this
want to
book
hear.
that you don't believe in is the only location you have to learn about these characters that you do believe in.
Not necessarily, no.
Where do you learn about these characters?
Where do you learn? Of course, again,
Are
the
you
Bible.
drunk?
It all starts with the Bible. Yes, if that's what you want to hear. But can you let me explain?
Let you explain why you believe in characters from a book you don't believe
the
in.
Bible.
Cool.
I don't follow the Bible. To me, the Bible in this day and age is used as a
So
weapon.
if you don't follow the Bible, where do you learn about Jesus, God, and the Holy
Y'all keep
Ghost?
asking the same thing, so let me just explain. Can y'all give me a minute
Because
with that,
you're
Jared?
not making any sense. You're saying
I
I don't
understand
follow.
that.
You're saying I
Maybe
don't follow the
listen.
Bible, but I follow the characters that are only written about in the Bible.
They're not characters. They're real people.
No,
And
they're
I wanted to
absolutely
say,
characters. Do you realize this is like saying I don't, I believe in Mickey Mouse and Daffy Duck, but I don't follow Disney? Those characters don't exist outside of the Bible.
Like
Are you gonna let me
I believe in the
explain?
cat. I believe in the Cat in the Hat, the character, but I don't believe in the Cat in the Hat, the
I mean,
book.
if you'd let me explain, that would be great.
Cool. Well,
Y'all keep
go for
talking
it.
over and over
Go
and
for
saying
it.
stuff.
Explain why you believe in characters from a book you don't believe in.
I mean, like just listen. Just listen. I'm not here to convert you.
Oh my
but there's
God,
a
just
lot of-
explain.
God damn, dude, shut the fuck up and listen. Like, really, you talk too much.
Well,
Do you realize
explain
the whole
yourself.
time
You're not
you've been-
explaining
Like, come on,
yourself
bro.
in any way.
I'm trying, but y'all keep
You
interrupting. Let's be
you
respectful.
believe in characters out of a book that you don't believe in.
So it is, to me, it's a spiritual thing. And for you,
No,
you
it
probably say it's
isn't.
a
You
mental
did not
illness.
learn about God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost from your spirit.
So
You learned
anyways,
about it out
there's
of
a
the
lot of
Bible.
stuff that y'all had said that you basically, I guess you
No,
don't
I don't want to talk to somebody so disingenuous. I'll talk to someone like a different level of disingenuous. Hello, no degree.
Oh, thank you for having me up.
Hi.
The Bible is false, Yahweh is evil. Is that what we want to talk about, or do y'all want to talk about my new argument?
I don't give a shit about your new argument.
You don't give a
Also,
shit
just
about my new argument.
Sopo in the comments of my newest post said, oh, you can't even see Catholic author, by the way. Fuck you, Gisopo. My response is nobody is perfect.
Well, I was going to say, when I started digging deep into the Hebrew, I realized that the Bible doesn't even teach that you can own human beings as property.
It
So
does,
if it
no
doesn't
degree.
teach it,
God damn,
then
no degree.
it wouldn't even endorse it. So that's my newest novel
It
argument.
does. It calls slaves property, no degree. You have okay, so
Calls
everyone's
them
clear.
possession
So
based
that
on
everyone here is
Hebrew.
clear, no degree has had to go so far as to deny the fact of the Bible that the Egyptians owned the Israelites as slaves, that this is as far as he has had to go in order to defend his asinine, unbiblical position, is to deny the core element of the Exodus narrative. And it's getting annoying as fuck. This is why
Well,
I
the core
blocked him.
element was that they were slaves in Egypt.
And slaves are owned as property.
Well,
Dipshit.
I mean, you could say in one sense that the Egyptians thought they owned them. I'm saying that under the biblical narrative, you don't actually own anyone.
They couldn't leave if they wanted to.
Yeah, true, yeah.
That's because they own them.
I mean, a prisoner
The
can't
only-
leave
no
if he
degree, no
wants
degree,
to.
no degree.
And
The
he's not
only way.
owned by the state, you would say,
Yes.
right?
A slave owner owns the slave because the slave owner believes it. Slavery is a social contract. So, of course, if the Egyptians believe they own the Israelites, and the Israelites can't leave and they have to work, then they're fucking owned by the Israelites, by definition.
Well, a prisoner can't leave if he wants. Is he owned by the state?
Anyways, sorry I wasn't here for a second. My mom's sick and I'm taking care of her.
Also, do you guys remember No Degree's wife from Canada?
Yeah, and then you just ran yesterday before he ran yesterday before he could prove that his wife exists.
Yeah, it's because she goes to another school.
You guys wouldn't know her.
What was that weird equivocation? Was he trying to compare slavery to like prison?
Yeah.
And therefore, like that form of it is okay. The difference, no degree, if you're still here and like your four brain cells are still functioning, the difference between prison and like jail and slavery is that prison and jail is justified. It's justified because you committed a crime. There's no justification in slavery.
Well, we got a new guest here, Jacob. Are you at least 18?
Yes, sir. 30.
Do you own a ladder?
I'm actually on a ladder right now. I'm grouting my shower.
Oh,
And I
alright.
was listening to some of the people that were coming up, and I was very intrigued by it. I wanted to help a couple of them out.
All
They
right.
seem to
Well,
all
you don't need to help
disappear.
them out. Just come up and make your own arguments.
I mean, yeah, so I've heard a few verses now. I heard, Jesus yelling at the Pharisees about stoning, the children, which that's just a testament on basically the rigidity of the law. He does the same when he talks about healing on the Sabbath and such like that. There's clearly degrees to the laws. It's not like everything is one of the commandments. There's the three different hierarchies of the law.
Wait, Jacob.
Uh,
In Mark 7, do you think that that narrative is Jesus demonstrating that there's some hierarchical standard by which we should follow the law? That like some are more important than others?
so why was he yelling at the Pharisees? Was it not because of the washing your hands?
The Pharisees
thing?
were scolding Jesus and his crew for not washing of their hands, and Jesus says that you're hypocrites for that you follow the traditions of the elders and do not follow the law of Moses. Right? Now, the point that we're making here is that why would he have referenced a law that he too thinks you should be hypocritical of, or that he would be hypocritical of, if it was an effort to demonstrate to the people he was chastising that they're not doing the correct thing?
I mean, I don't know. To me, it makes perfect sense. You kind of say something like that as in, do you see how much of a hypocrite you are being?
Right.
You
Well,
know,
I would agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong.
it's like Jesus. I mean, basically came in. I mean, I've heard people say that Jesus denounced Yahweh of the Old Testament. I've heard somebody on here say that the Old Testament is null, and so forth. It really just kind of comes down to the Ten Commandments, right? God's actual law is not abolished. It's traditional laws and such for if you believe in Jesus was the Messiah become abolished. Um, I like to just think like if I read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, to me it's a like dummy proof system, right? You kind of made it easy for everybody because it's use your intuition, like what is right is wrong, and have a little discernment.
Okay, but so in Mark 7, right, there's a story where Jesus calls them hypocrites because they teach the law but they don't do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then why is it that in Matthew 23 Jesus says to do as the Pharisees teach but not as they do?
Because they were teaching the actual they were teaching the law, they just weren't obeying by it.
Exactly. So in the instance of the stoning of disobedient children, in Mark 7, it's clear that they taught that, but they didn't do it. And then Jesus says, do as they teach, but not as they do.
So what type of law is the stoning of children?
Are you talking about civil, ceremonial, or moral?
Yeah, I don't even actually remember where
That's
that
a
one is. I don't know if it's in
post-biblical invention.
Leviticus.
That doesn't exist in the Torah.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I missed it.
That distinction of like types of law didn't exist in the Torah.
I mean, it's but you can see where there is obviously traditional laws intact that maybe were in fact started. Like some of them were started. Some of the
So let me
sacrificial aspects of it.
When you ask me that question, are you asking me to say what type of law this is?
I honestly don't even remember where that law is. If it's in Leviticus or where it is. Honestly,
It's in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, I believe. No, Exodus and Deuteronomy, I think maybe. I forget. It's in two places and in two of the three. But like, listen to the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that in one passage Jesus says that, hey, the Pharisees are teaching this thing and they're not doing it. And then another passage he says, do as the Pharisees teach, but not as they do. So why are you excluding stoning disobedient children? It's part of the law. It's clearly part of the Mosaic law. And Jesus says to don't do as they do and do as they teach.
So I mean, I won't lie. This specific law, I know that the altercation between the Pharisees. I don't know the degree of this law. Just one of them, one that I like look into. I rarely actually ever hear this one. Uh, but like if you look at like some of the other ones that are common to bring up, like the if you marry her and she like doesn't bleed or something and not a virgin, like you go and then you do bitter waters and throw her. I don't know, that was
Deuteronomy
Canaanites. That's threw her in that.
22:13. The bitter waters test is distinct from the stoning of women if they don't bleed upon consummating their marriage. But
right, but it goes like that's another case though where it's often taken as it's something so horrendous when in reality during the time that was way better than any other option, and the bitter waters is simply
What were the options available? Was one of the options maybe don't stone women at all?
I don't think that was an option anywhere at that time, dude.
So God, when He's giving the law, when God was giving His law, He could have just been like, "Hey, no stoning women, even if they don't bleed the first time they have sex." That wasn't an option for God.
Is it stoning? So stoning, I think, was the punishment for that. But again, if you read into it, like also not just into the Bible, if you read any kind of historical text from that time, it'd be very rare for that to actually happen. Because there's implications involved.
We have writings. That's just not true. We have writings from the Tanakh about it.
I'm not saying it like never happened at all. I'm just saying in every day, right? If it gets brought up, it would be the same as like the unalive.
Do you think there was at least one woman who didn't bleed 100%. The first time she had sex, and that she was taken to the town gate and stoned? Do you think there's at least one?
Right. For sure, absolutely.
Okay. Do you think then God is morally culpable for having an innocent woman stoned?
So, but what did God say to do? What is it like? So, if you look at that time period,
the town. It's Deuteronomy 22:13. It starts. It's take them in front of the town gate to the elders, present the sheet. If there's no blood on the sheet, stone her.
Right. You have to pay. Like the husband has to pay, and also the bitter waters test is basically countering at the time.
No, you're talking about something else, dude. You're talking about a different passage.
That's not related to what
you're talking about numbers.
Saying. Those are two completely different things.
Okay. I never mind. Yep, you're right. I did get those confused. They're all ended with stoning the woman, so it's like it get a little confusing.
Yeah, it's crazy how many times the situations end in stoning people or killing.
You get them mixed up. There's so much stoning. You know what I mean?
Yahweh of the Old Testament wasn't playing around.
He wasn't playing around in the New Testament either.
Refer to prompt if you're confused.
He did the same level of fuckery in the New Testament. You ever heard of Ananias and Sapphira?
Yeah.
That's New Testament.
Oh, Ananias, when you talk like that, you make the whole Spirit mad.
Yeah, so I mean, no point in just putting the Old Testament caveat. He's equally as disgusting in the New Testament.
Yeah, there's definitely, I will say that there are many times, maybe not many, but there are times in the Old Testament where you simply have to leave it up to, I'm not God, so I don't know why that happened, right? I mean, ultimately people who believe in this God really should learn to say that more.
His ways are
which
higher.
Is simply, I don't know.
It just like turns your brain off. Like it just stops you from doing any actual critical thought.
Like
what's that?
Just the his ways are higher thing. Just saying, I don't know, but I know it has to be good because it was God who did it. Like
I'm only talking about certain
you're just like shutting your brain off and not doing any critical thought.
The skeptical theism is just so bankrupt to me. This notion that like you just can't know his ways. Well, do you think we can know what justice means and what love is? And then can we exclude actions that are definitionally unjust and unloving, like stoning innocent people?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime somebody's going to be stoned, and they're innocent, obviously that's condemnable.
So do you think it was condemnable when God had innocent people stoned?
Like which, like the Amalekites and stuff.
Well, I was more
I
so
trust that.
talking. I was more so talking about the verse that Sticks brought up to you about how the innocent women are going to get stoned for not bleeding. But sure, we could talk about like it works for the Amalekites too. Do you think that is good or just when God does it?
No, but a lot of the laws are definitely a step up from the surrounding civilizations. Like Canaan would throw the woman into the river, and if she survived,
Fine,
she was not
but I'm not
guilty.
comparing them to other moral laws. I'm just asking like the stance is that Yahweh is evil, not that Yahweh is slightly better than some other people. Like it doesn't matter. It's still pretty fucking evil, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've dove into a lot in the Old Testament as far as even the name Yahweh, because like we know that there is another pantheon of gods where El Elyon and has the Father God basically, and Yahweh is like a storm god along with Baal and such. So the names are around. I've dove into that before, but it's going to lead to just saying I'm not sure. Uh, but now, to be honest with you, I take advantage of the fact that he said Jesus Christ because he literally simplified everything. It's very easy. I mean, it sums up the total basically world as well. Like it encompasses everybody. It encompasses Hindus. It's Christians will push a narrative, that says, well, if you are not a Christian or you're not a Catholic, you're going to burn forever. It's clearly like that can't be the case when I think it's Romans chapter 2 states that you're not going to be held accountable for ignorance from not knowing. It's only willful ignorance.
All right.
So as much as I know the book is difficult to get past some parts, and I mean, honestly, like if you're looking for a God, maybe don't read I would say not read the Old Testament.
Can we put you down on it as a tally for like the God Yahweh's evil side? Can we mark you down?
Yeah, it kind of seems like you're in agreement with us.
No, I don't think he's evil. I think he's all of the omnis. I think he is just. I think he is.
You think he's all
omniscient and
good?
omnipotent.
You think he's all good?
Yeah. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
you think it was all good when he had innocent people put to death? You think that was the ultimate good thing that God could have done, right?
When he goes and unalives all of a little town, like the Amalekite situation. I'm not saying yes,
You're
sure.
saying you
I
are.
believe
You're
that yes, he
saying
had a
you are
reason.
saying it was all good. It was all good. That's what omnibenevolent means. And you say he's all of the omnis. So when he went and had those innocent children put to death, you think that was all good. You can't ride two sides of this fence. You can't say that he's all good and then be like, well, he did do like a thing or two. No, either he's all good or he's fucking not. Which one is it, Jacob? You're gonna have to turn yourself off of mute because it's not letting me do it. It's the little button that looks like a microphone at the bottom.
Oh, got it. Yeah, so it's more of an all righteous. I am going to say yes, there was a reason
So
behind it,
he's
and yes,
not
it's justified.
omnibenevolent? You said he was all the omnis, so is he omnibenevolent?
I mean, yeah, you would still fall into that because the problem is when people hear all good, they think that it's gonna consistently just be everything good all the time from him. But the issue with that is that to do sometimes the right thing, the righteous thing, or the good thing means terrible things can be done.
Sorry, what?
Unfortunately, mankind tries to do that.
The problem with saying all good is you expect it to mean all good, and what it actually means is sometimes terrible and horrible and awful. You're just
Yeah,
saying
for
words
the
don't.
greater good.
You're just
For the
saying words
greater
don't
good.
mean words.
Jacob, the only reason that some people have to do bad things in order to do good things is because they're not all powerful and they have no other choice. But if you're all powerful, then you have all the choices available to you and you don't have to resort to doing bad things in order to bring about good things.
Well, you could go from a free will perspective. I don't necessarily think that we have like the free will is what people
Oh my
think it is.
god, I can't.
We're all knowing. Okay.
Oh my God, thank God.
I can't. Like I don't know if you guys could tell, but like that conversation, I wasn't having a wonderful time there. And it's getting kind of late, and I still have my 4 restrictions. So I would say we'll probably bring up like 1 or 2 more people. This guy, hopefully he comes up because the person that I just accepted was chirping in the chat for so long. But watch him not show up. I'll give him 1 more second. Nope, that was crazy. It's probably good for the best that he didn't come up because his comments did kind of sound a bit unhinged.
Is he the I am God guy?
Hello?
It was he was
Yeah.
called Messiah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was saying a lot of shit in the comments. It's
Yeah,
probably for the
exactly.
best that he didn't come.
Definitely
Hello,
crazy,
King.
but very entertaining.
Hey, how are you? I've been listening to your argument for some time, and I was actually I believe that Yahweh God is absolutely good. And so I do believe that the Bible is the absolute truth.
Yeah,
I
so
do
when listening to my argument for some time and stuff, you know what's coming next. You think it was all good when he commanded the slaughter of innocent people?
So, with that context, I think that it depends on the sense of morality that you have. So, have you ever killed an ant before?
Yeah, so according to your sense of morality, it is all good to kill innocent people.
So, well, I'm not talking about, well, first, before, let's kind of like set the tone first, which is my question is, have you in
Yeah,
any
dude,
way
don't
killed
don't
any
try to
living?
compare us to ants and then say that's the
Well,
same and to God we're ants.
no,
She
no,
asked
no,
you a
I'm
no, stop. She asked you a direct question.
okay. And what?
Don't disengage with what she said because
You
you found
say
an
God is
analogy
all
that suits you.
good. You
Yeah,
say
so
God is all good. God puts
yes.
innocent people to death. So in your paradigm, it is all good to put innocent people to death. Yes?
Well, hold on. First of all, it doesn't mean that they were innocent.
They were
Um,
innocent.
in what context?
Some of the people that God puts to death aren't innocent, and some of the people God puts to death are. For
Okay,
example, the infants of the Amalekites that got slaughtered. All of the babies and infants were told, like, you need to go slaughter all the babies and infants. That in your paradigm, it is all good to go slaughter babies and infants because God did it and he's all good.
well, I don't, well, you have to understand, God doesn't see life in the same sense that we see life. He sees it much deeper. So for an
Yes, so
example,
according to you, you think it is good to slaughter infants.
well, it's not necessarily saying the infant, it's just saying that God can see the entire life of a person
Cool. So
before.
he's gonna
Did
analyze them for
Hold on.
crimes they will
command
commit.
people, did God command people to slaughter infants, yes or no?
Yes,
So, and you think God is all good, yes or no?
yes.
So, logically, you think it is good to command the slaughter of infants. That logically follows.
Well, did you have to understand? So, allow me to at least present my
Well,
argument.
first of all, tell me, like, you can give your argument, but first I want you to say, yes, I think it was all good to slaughter infants, because that's what you believe, but for whatever reason, you're afraid of saying it out loud. So say it out
Well,
loud and then you can give your argument.
okay. So, I believe that the
It is
slaughtering
all
of
good to slaughter infants because.
because you
No,
have to
you say
understand.
that. You say that, what I just said.
Well, I mean, so you have to understand, you putting that barrier there
You realize
isn't
why you
necessary.
won't say the words because you know it's not okay.
Yeah,
Like you're
'cause you know
aware
it's
Okay,
that
then
it's not
fine.
right.
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and say it. Fine. I believe that it was okay to slaughter the infants because of the fact that in the Bible it says that when God was talking about the child, because one of the kings was about to be killed, he ended up sacrificing it. Hold on. Wait, give me 1 second.
It was good to slaughter innocent children
No,
because
because
one of the kings was
hold on,
was
wait,
gonna
let
be
me finish my
killed.
argument. Let me finish my argument real quick, please. So
King,
within that
do you
context,
have children or do you have like any children in your family?
Well, can I at least present my argument? I said what you wanted me to say.
You're
So
right.
allow
You're
me.
right. You're right. Everybody,
Okay.
let's be quiet so he can present his argument for why it's good to slaughter
Okay.
babies.
And in the Bible, it said, I will spare one of your sons because the king was under a judgment. And the Lord said, I will spare one of your sons who hadn't even been born yet because I see there is something good in him. So that denotes that God, from his omnipotent view, had foreseen the life of that child and what that child would be able to complete.
Okay.
So it's not to say that children aren't innocent or they are innocent. It's just the presumption of sin from an all-knowing perspective. So that means God had already foreseen what sins were to be committed and what are not. And so God is, as a just judge, able to weigh in advance.
Okay, so you've just committed yourself to predestination and God's divine foreknowledge such that people don't have free will.
Okay, so that's an assumption. You're assuming
Let me explain why.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That was
those kids had not done the action in which that they would be eventually guilty for yet. They hadn't done it, which means they didn't have the free will to not do that decision. God committed them to an action that he knew that they would do before they even did it, and then punished them for something before they even did it.
Well,
Congratulations, you've subscribed to Calvinism.
Okay, so you're correct in a certain paradigm of that context. But doesn't God also say that he visits the iniquity of the fathers onto the children?
No,
and
he
later
says,
on,
no. Ezekiel says, none shall bear the iniquity of the father.
yes, but hold on, that was later on. He said it was a saying. And he says because the Israelites were saying the children, the father eats sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. That saying was therefore changed when God said it will no longer be said that. So you can't just take a piece of the verse.
Okay, so you think God is all good, and in virtue of being all good, he has the knowledge of what people would do without free will, given that they don't have the ability to make a decision. Those children didn't even make the decision.
The fact that you're saying that he does that, there is no free will, that is an assumption of bias.
Did they have the free will to make that decision? The crime that you think that God kind of foresaw that they would do in the future, did they have the free will to not do that thing?
Well, yeah, because it's
no. You're saying that he justifiably punished them for it. So if he's justifiably punished them for an action they haven't committed yet, you're committing yourself to say they will commit that action. Otherwise, God is just punishing innocent people, which, by the way, is what you're desperately trying to defend.
Well, no. First of all, I will say this, because there's two arguments here. First of all, you're saying that the predestination aspect, I don't believe in necessarily predestination. I do agree with foreknowledge. Now, the reason why I don't agree with predestination is the fact that I believe that everybody does have free will. Now, in terms of context, it kind of skimp over the statement that I had said, which is that God visits the iniquity of the fathers onto the children, which was the law at the time. If you want to debate the law, that law was, God said, and I will remember my goodness up into 1,000 generations. So you can't just box in the context.
Free will mean king.
Free will has to do with the ability of someone's ability to make choices for their own. And so in context of that, saying that those people those innocent children didn't have the free will, it's more so out of foreknowledge. It's like if I knew you were going to pick up a cup, you're thirsty, you just came out from a desert, you were coming down, you wanted to pick up a cup and drink it. And I saw you that you were going to pick up that cup and drink it. And I didn't say anything. You picked it up and you drank it. That's foreknowledge.
King.
Yes.
You're committing yourself to Molinism. You're either Calvinist or Molinistic, and the open theistic defense is out the window now, because what you're saying is that God has the divine foreknowledge of what people would do with their free will, insofar as they're not actually making the decision, but God. So God knows what you would have done, prior to even making you, and then He chose to make those people. So all of the babies that got slaughtered, right? He could have just made their mothers impotent, right? So that their parents impotent, so that they couldn't actually give birth to them. He could have chosen not to make those children, but God chose to make them with the divine foreknowledge that they were going to be sinful, and then He chose to make them in an effort to have them slaughtered as babies.
Well, you see, you're only taking in that first context. That first context, which is you're starting your argument from the wrong place. Your argument has to go higher and closer to the beginning.
Saying anything
Because
substantive.
listen.
Every word
hear
out
me
of your
hear me
mouth is just.
No,
It
I'm
is
not
just fucking
gibbering, but
nonsense.
listen to me. Hear me out. Okay? Because if you're saying
Actually
that, then you would
refute
have
what
to
he
actually.
said.
Huh?
So actually refute what he said.
Okay.
So God knows that the babies, these evil little babies, are one day going to do something wrong. But he knew that when he allowed them to be born. He knew that when he allowed their parents to get pregnant. He knew that when he allowed their grandparents to get pregnant. He knew that when he allowed their great 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 grandparents. So he preordained that all of this would happen so that these babies could be born and he could slaughter them.
Well, no,
Respond to
because that's
that
not the
without using the
intention.
word context to try
Okay.
to just circumvent that this God is psycho.
No, so what I'm saying is this. You're saying that he created them for destruction. I'm not saying he created them for destruction because in the Bible,
He
God
created them
himself
knowing
says,
he would destroy them.
well, hold on. Let me at least present my
Did he
argument,
create them
please.
knowing he would destroy them? Yes or no?
Okay, may I present my argument?
Don't run. Did he create them knowing that he would destroy them?
Well, I would assume so. But
Right. So he
hold on.
created them to destroy them.
Okay, so now that so what I'm saying is this. God says he doesn't even delight in the death of the wicked.
Cool, he does it a lot.
Now, hold on. Manasseh, the most wicked king, repented, right? And then he was forgiven. In terms of these kids that you're talking about, it's probably even more so even a mercy because they didn't fulfill. It says this.
They were mercy innocent baby killers.
Now, hold on.
You're fucking psycho.
Because it's out of the goodness of God that he allowed. No, hear me out.
No,
it's out of
dude.
the goodness of
no.
God.
Hear yourself. It's out of the goodness of his heart. These were mercy killings. He mercy unalived innocent children out of the goodness of his heart. Listen to yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your brain on religion. You will justify the unalivement of innocent children and then say, not only that he did it, it's a good thing that he did it. King, you're just psycho. And you keep using the word context and saying take one step back. All you're doing is just using a bunch of words. You're just being verbose to say nothing.
Yeah, I just dropped them. I think we're getting to a point in the live where we're about to end the live. But before we do, I want to plug Arwen's YouTube channel. Everyone, make sure that you go over to Arwen's YouTube channel. We got like 5 episodes scheduled to come out over the next week, and so many more of these lives are going to be there. So if you want to see more Arwen, more of this great content, go to the Arwen Show on YouTube. We've got a little bit over 500 subscribers now. We're trying to get her to 1,000 subscribers, and that's going to be possible with all of your help. So, thank you very much.
Okay, so I have someone who was a Christian who was watching this live and was too cowardice to request up, so they resorted to just sending me novels in the DMs. And they're saying that they won't come up because you guys are up here. So I'm telling him,
we'll drop.
I'm telling him that as soon as he requests up, I will drop all of you.
We'll drop. Bring up the little coward.
He's probably not in the live because he's messaging me right now. But hold on. I'm telling all of them to drop, come up. So let's find out. His name is Champ. This is his thing. He says, my debate is why bad people get caught later. I said, come up. And he is continuously not coming up onto the live. Let's find out. Come on. I already told my pals to leave. Hurry up. Let's see. Is he going to show up? Come on, Champ. Oh, he just entered. Okay, I told them as soon as you join, Champ, I will tell them all to leave. They're all gone now. Come up. They're all gone. Are you going to be a brave boy, or should I expose your cowardice DMs, these crazy long DMs you've been sending me? You're not banned on here. You couldn't possibly be banned on here. You're in the comments of my live, you dummy. If you were banned, you wouldn't be in the live at all. So either we'll end the live by me talking to this one guy, this one very cowardly man who sends me novels in the DMs, or we'll end the live by just showing how cowardly he is. And then we can just leave and go about our merry way. So what's it gonna be, champ? Oh no, now he's DMing me saying that he got suspended and he can't request up. That's crazy. It's almost like you never were planning on requesting up and you just wanted to be a coward in the DMs the whole time. I'll read his DMs out loud. So he starts the DM with saying, "Why you kind of cute, bae? You want to debate or no? You gonna run?" And then I said, "You're welcome to join my live. You're the one running. I saw you in the live and you're too scared to join, so you resorted to DMing me." That's what I said there. I don't know what your main is, dude. And then he says, "Oh, it's kind of hard because of the background. I saw how cute you look, so I had to DM you, but let me in when you're ready to debate and not cuss, and use your mute happy buttons whenever you speak. And Bible guy will block me, so unmod him." Hold on, I gotta turn around. So, Bible guy will block me, so unmod him. And the verse when God said he will take King David's wife and grape them wasn't English, it was Hebrew. No shit, none of the Bible was written in Hebrew, you idiot. Or, I mean, none of it was written in English. It's translated to English, you fool. I misspoke. God allowed evil to run its course. Like I said, knowing men will grape them on their own free will. Go study it yourself. I said, request up, coward. And then he says, "No, I will debate you one-on-one, baby." How gross is that he's calling me baby? Mind you, I'm one-on-one. I'm the only person else to leave, yet you're still not coming up. And then I can read more, but it's honestly just boring. It's honestly just boring. There's not much that he's offering here. So now that I've called you out in front of all these people, are you going to be a coward or are you going to come up? Oh my gosh, he's DMing me right the fuck now. So he says, "I got suspended, unblock my main account to go live, champ for Christ won." Let me see. I will go through, just because I want to show you how cowardly you are, I will go into my blocked right now. And if Champ for Christ is blocked, I will unblock you. Oh, somebody's requesting. Is it him? Oh, it's him. Wow. It's so crazy that I had to call you like that just to get you to come up here and stop being a coward.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I thought you blocked me on my main.
How old are you, first of all?
25.
And the Bible is false. Yahweh is evil. What's your
No,
stance?
we're talking. I told you what we're DMing. I told you in the DMs what we're talking about. Yes,
this
I did.
is my life.
You're not gonna run from me in the DMs and then run here. Look, mute happy. I told you.
You don't get to decide what this conversation's about. If you want to do that, you can make your own live. So the Bible is false. Yahweh is evil. What's your stance? Bible guy, stop muting him.
Listen, I told you what topic I want to speak about.
Well, you don't get to decide. There's
Listen.
two topics up here. The Bible is false. Yahweh is evil. Did you come up here just to run?
No, you came to run because I told you about the DMs. I said I want to talk about how evil people get caught.
You don't get to decide what my live is about.
Listen, the topic is how evil people get caught.
You don't get to decide what my live is about. Are you going to engage with the prompts, or are you just going to run away like the coward that we all know?
Why do evil people get caught? Answer the question.
Are you going to engage with the prompts, or are you just going to run like the coward that we all know that you are? I didn't mute you. Engage with the prompts. Which prompt? You can pick one of the two prompts. The Bible is false, Yahweh is evil, and we can talk about it.
All right, so God says that he will expose your darkness and your sins, right? That's the Bible verse. It says it's in Isaiah.
So
right? Nothing
which
in the
prompts are you trying to address here?
The Bible is true because I'm going to prove it by bad people getting caught. Don't matter how long it takes to get caught, they always get caught. That's proven that God's real. Second, you believe it's the universe.
Think all bad people get caught?
Every bad person gets
Prove
caught.
it.
Doesn't it
Prove
takes
it.
time?
Prove it.
Prove it. Name one person that got away with it.
We don't know because they got
Exactly.
away with
None.
it.
Not one person got away with it.
Yeah, prove that every single person who has
Every
ever
single
done
person
something
gets
wrong
caught.
gets caught.
Every single person.
You are the one making the claim here, so you have to
Somebody
substantiate your
said
claim.
Trump. Somebody said Trump. We all know
Yeah,
Trump's
Donald
bad.
Trump. He's getting away
No,
with it. He's
he's
getting
not getting away
with
with
a
it. No,
lot.
no. We all know he did something bad. He's
But
only
he's
getting
getting
away.
away with it.
He's only getting away with it now because he's president. But again, we all know what he did. It came out to the darkness. I mean, the darkness.
Jack the Ripper lived his whole entire life and did not get caught. The Zodiac Killer lived his
He
whole
got
entire
caught.
life
He
and
got
didn't
caught.
get caught.
Jack the Ripper got caught.
No, he didn't.
What are you doing?
No, he didn't. We to this day have no idea who Jack the Ripper was. We have a few good guesses. But we don't know. There's plenty of serial killers who
Give me 1 second. Give me
live
1
their
second.
whole
Give me
entire
1 second.
lives.
Give me 1 second.
There's plenty of serial killers who live their whole entire lives killing for decades and then never get caught. And we never do you not know what like a cold case is? People like a cold case is a crime that has occurred and we can't figure out who the hell did it, so the case goes cold and we have no leads and we just kind of give up.
Yeah, but you don't know how they died, if it was a brutal death.
It
You have no
doesn't
idea.
matter. They didn't get caught.
They did. God punished
Your
them.
claim is that everybody who does something wrong gets caught. And we know for a fact that that's not true because the cold cases exist. The whole concept of a cold case is a crime got committed and we don't know who did it. So you're going to have to substantiate the claim that everybody who does something wrong gets caught.
Give me one. Bring it up. Google it.
I literally did. The Zodiac Killer. We never figured out who he was. Jack the Ripper. We never figured out who he was. Any cold case on earth. There's a lot of them. Look up, Google any cold case. There's literal TV shows. It's just like Cold Case Files. It's just like Cold Case Files. There's whole fucking TV shows based off of this shit.
So listen, the Zodiac, did he run from his sin?
Did he get caught? No.
Why is he hiding out?
Your claim is that everybody who does something wrong gets caught. You are wrong.
Tell me what to do. You're like an idiot. Dude's an idiot.
He didn't get caught for his crimes. I don't know what to tell you. Plenty of people do bad things and then live their whole entire lives not getting caught.
Why was he hiding if he didn't do nothing wrong?
He did do something wrong. He killed a bunch of people.
Exactly. Why would he hide?
And he didn't get caught.
You said there's no God. Why is he hiding?
Because of the law. Why are you trying to switch the goalposts? You claimed that the Bible is true because God says everybody who does something wrong gets caught. And you're fucking wrong. There's plenty of people who do bad things and never get caught. I've already given you examples. So either admit that you were wrong, or try to prove that you're right.
Not wrong. They hide out. Same thing.
That's how is hiding out the same thing as getting caught? How is hiding out the same thing as getting caught?
The Bible says hiding from your sin.
You came up here and your initial claim is that the Bible is true because God says everybody who does something wrong will get caught. You're wrong. Then how come the Zodiac Killer didn't get caught? How come Jack the Ripper didn't get caught?
Stop muting me. I told you don't mute me. And the Bible.
How come you're going to make the claim that everybody who does something wrong gets caught, but how come there's so many fucking people who do bad things and don't get caught?
You keep muting me. I can't speak.
Okay, now you can respond. Respond to what I'm saying. Don't just start saying a bunch of random shit. Respond to what I say.
The Bible says your sins will find you out. So therefore,
you said the Bible is true because everybody who does something wrong gets caught.
They do.
How come there are a bunch of people who do bad things and don't get caught then?
They're hiding from the sin, but it would find them out eventually.
Do you think hiding is the same thing as getting caught?
There's 2 verses that says you can hide from your sin.
Do you think hiding is the same thing as getting caught?
Why would they hide from something that's not bad?
Do you think hiding is the same thing as getting caught?
The Bible says your sins will find you out.
Do you think hiding is the same thing as getting caught?
No.
Okay, so they don't get caught. Hiding from your sin does not mean that you are getting caught.
How is the Zodiac brought to light? Because look, we caught him. Are
Hey,
you mental case?
Jeff, he is gonna be so mad that you're here. He might even just drop because you're here, Jeff.
No, I know. Why are you bringing up help?
No, I just had a
Because
question.
I whenever Jeff wants to come up, he can, because I think Jeff is very smart and intelligent. But I'm just warning you, Jeff. He did not want this to be a 2v1, so I'm just gonna go off screen so you guys
No,
can argue.
I just have one question and then I'll drop. I swear. How do we know he was hiding?
Because anybody, if he wasn't doing nothing wrong, he wouldn't be. People wouldn't be looking for him.
They were look. No, but that wasn't my question. How do we know
Because
he was hiding?
Because they would easily find him. You're saying the Zodiac guy, nobody knows who it was.
They
Also,
didn't.
can I just say he definitely wasn't hiding. He was writing letters to the police.
Yeah,
He was literally making fun of the police that they were never able to catch him.
Still
He
being
wasn't hiding.
incognito.
He was very proud.
He's living his life incognito because he did something wrong.
You don't know that. Look, if you can just show me some evidence. I'm gonna drop after I say this, but just show me some evidence that they were either hiding or living in fear or incognito, and then we'll be good. All right.
Prove to you said she was writing letters to the cops and they still couldn't figure out who he was. That means he's hiding out incognito. Because he didn't come to the truth. He didn't say I murdered.
How is writing letters to the police about the crimes that you've committed hiding out?
Because he should have went. If he wasn't afraid of his sin, he would have went to the court, whatever the cops, and
Okay,
said I did.
so do you admit that your initial claim that everybody who does a bad thing gets caught is wrong?
Can you
concede that you were wrong?
No, because they get caught in time.
Your initial
Doesn't matter how
claim
long
is
it takes.
that there's some really bad background noise happening for you.
I'm eating.
It sounds like you're like playing with a chip bag or something.
Yeah, I'm eating.
Yeah, move the chip bag away from the microphone. But your initial claim was that everybody who does a bad thing gets caught. Now I've already proven you wrong, but you're just denying it. So instead of me proving you wrong and you denying it, I want you to substantiate the claim. Prove to all the hundreds or so people in here that everybody who does something wrong gets caught. And go. This is where you turn off the mute button and you start speaking and proving to us that everybody who does something wrong gets caught, or you can just concede that you were wrong. You're gonna have to come off mute. There you go. So prove it to us. Your current task is, I will mute you if you start talking about something that is not your current task. Your current task is to prove your claim that everybody who does something wrong gets caught. And go.
All right, everybody gets caught in time. I don't care if it takes 100 years, 80 years, they get caught eventually.
Prove it. You're just saying that. Now prove that. Prove
Jeffrey
your claim.
Epstein's a pure example.
No, I don't want an example. I want you to prove to all 100 of us in here that everybody who does something wrong gets caught. And go.
Again, Jeffrey Epstein, he got caught. P. Diddy got
Okay,
caught.
so you proved.
P. Diddy,
You're saying
P. Diddy
you
got
are
caught.
just naming. You are naming people who got caught. Is Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy, are they everybody, champ? Do they make up the totality of all the human species?
Hold up. We got the guy who murdered the Iowa college students. He got stopped at a traffic stoplight. If he didn't get caught at a traffic stoplight, he would never been caught.
Champ, I'm aware that people get caught for their crimes. I'm asking you to prove that everybody who does something wrong gets caught. You are just proving that some people who do something wrong gets caught.
No.
Now I need you to prove that everybody who does something wrong gets caught.
Rapists, they get caught. Probably it could be 80 years old later. They get caught.
Do you understand that you're not doing what I'm asking you to do?
Listen, go look up all the people who caught later in life.
Do you understand that you are not doing what I'm asking you to do?
All right, let me ask something about you. Who in your family?
No, I just asked you a question. Do you understand that you are not doing what I asked you to do?
Name what again? I can't prove everybody, but
Do
majority.
you understand that you are not doing what I asked you to do? Or do you genuinely think that you are proving your point?
Let me say this then, real quick.
No.
Why
I am
did
asking you a question. Do you genuinely think you are doing what I asked you to do or not? This is a yes or no.
Why did Ted Bundy get caught?
Do you genuinely think that you are answering my question that I asked you?
Yes, Ted Bundy. Did you read his last statement before he got executed? Ted Bundy?
So you think naming off famous people who have famously gotten caught for their crimes is the same thing as proving that every person who does a crime gets caught?
You know who Ted Bundy is?
Do you think that naming off people who have famously gotten caught for crimes is the same thing as proving that everybody who does a crime gets caught?
I'm saying all these people that
Do
commit crimes.
you think that naming people who have gotten caught for crimes proves that everybody who does a crime gets caught?
They eventually will in due time.
Do you think naming people who got caught for crimes proves that everybody who does a crime gets caught?
Yes, in due timing. It could be 80-year-old guy. He get caught later.
When did the Zodiac killer get caught?
He got caught. People talk. You just said people.
When did the Zodiac killer get caught?
The fact that you're talking about him, he got caught.
When did the Zodiac killer get caught?
Who named him Zodiac Killer?
When did the Zodiac killer get caught?
We caught him already. Who named him?
I can tell this
named
is
him?
why he only wanted to engage in my DMs, because he is a nothing burger.
Who
He
named
has
Zodiac?
nothing. He is nothing. He
named him
offers absolutely nothing. And this is why Christians like this refuse to come up on my panel until I put them on blast. And then the reason that they only want to engage with me in the DMs is because they know how fucking stupid they sound.
How do you know the Zodiac without calling him Zodiac? You caught him. You just don't know who. You just can't put a name on him. You call him Zodiac Killer, but you know
what
he
do you
did.
think it means to catch a criminal?
You caught him. You put a different
What
name
do
on
you
him.
think it means to catch a criminal?
Again, you caught him. You just put a different
What
name on
do
him.
you think it means to catch a criminal?
How do we know about the Zodiac Killer?
What do you think it means to catch a criminal?
How do we know about the Zodiac guy?
What do you think it means to catch a criminal?
How do we know about the Zodiac guy?
Do you understand that you're just not engaging in any way?
How do you know about the Zodiac guy if he didn't commit it?
Do you understand that you are not engaging in any way?
I won. You lost. You can't. I just told you. How do you know about the Zodiac guy?
What's his first name? What's his name? What's the Zodiac killer's name?
Put a different name on him, but you know who it is.
When did he get caught?
Why is it a he and not a female?
Here, actually.
Why is it a he, not a female?
Here, hold on. Hold on. Did the Zodiac
How do you know it's a he?
Get caught?
How do you know it's a he? Tell me that one.
So I just Googled, did the Zodiac killer get caught? And it says right here, the Zodiac killer was never caught.
Is it a he or she? He or she?
Google.
I asked you, is it he or she?
The Zodiac killer was never caught.
Is it a he or she?
Oh my
Answer
God,
the question.
Champ, could you respond to one of her questions? Like just
I debate this
one?
guy. I don't want him up here.
I don't give a shit what you want.
Nobody
Is it a he
cares
or
what
she?
you want. You've already proven to be a disingenuous piece of shit. I'm
Is it a
bringing
he or she?
everybody back up. Any of my friendlies who wants up and wants to rip into him, you are more than welcome to come up right now.
Champ, you are
Is it a
a
he or
barely
she?
functioning adult human being. Like you are
How do you know
honestly
it's
one
a
of the
he?
least intellectually capable people I've ever heard on this app. The fact that you can't address a single question, and then you go off this tangent about monikers and how that's actually them getting caught. When you ask the question, is it a boy or girl or a man or woman? We have no idea who it is. That's the entire fucking point, you moron.
So do you think the Zodiac's a he or she?
So you came up and said that you've proved God to be true because everyone gets caught. Cam quickly and easily demonstrated that that's not fucking true, and by a massive landslide. So did you just prove that God's not real?
I'll drop it, Lobo.
I'm telling you, everybody gets caught.
Yeah, you said that already, and it was a giant lie the first time, right? Like, loads of people don't get caught. Or we
They
find
do.
out
It
about...
takes timing. Listen,
Look, just...
it can take
You
time.
just continuing to say that doesn't make it true. Loads and loads and loads and loads of people commit all kinds of crimes and they never get caught. Some crimes don't even get reported, meaning no one outside of the victim even knows that they happened, and they'll never suffer any consequences because of it. And you're just pretending that you're somehow unaware of that.
All right, and I did get the kick gift. So sorry that you guys had to experience that for as long as you did, but these are the Christians that come into my DMs. Like these are the God's best warriors that are DMing me. Just wanted you all to know that.
This is your brain on religion.
Yes, champ. We ran so fucking hard. You got us. You got us good. L to us. We suck. Ooh, look at me. Look at me with my cute little hat.
I cannot wait to clip this, and champ, when I do make the thumbnail, I'm gonna really like dig into you on the thumbnail.
Take a screenshot of his profile picture so you can add his face to the thumbnail.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
Did the room get brighter when he left? That was amazing.
Champ, you got our asses. You got us so bad. We're shaking in our boots after talking to you.
So catching someone champ is him being in police custody. And
yeah.
Or like at bare minimum knowing who it is.
Yeah.
Well, we know who DB Cooper was, but we never caught him either. Just because we know their names doesn't mean we've caught them. Catching them means...
True, I agree. We'd never caught DB Cooper. You got me there.
There are serial unalivers.
That's probably a fake name.
There are people that we find out after they are deceased, like we figure out who they were. They still didn't get caught. They lived their whole lives.
Did he not realize like how many cold cases were able to get solved once we brought forensics into this? So many criminals were able to live their whole entire lives being criminals because we were never able to catch them because we didn't have the technology for it at the time.
Okay, even today in 2026, in the United States, approximately 40 to 50% of all murders go unsolved. Today.
Yeah, that's with forensic help. We still fucking suck at catching people. But no, we got cooked. We got cooked. He proved us wrong. He proved us so wrong.
Did we get cooked by a guy that looks like he was drawn with the left hand?
He looks like one of those looks maxer guys who didn't like the way that he looked as a child, so he started hitting himself on the face with a hammer.
I've heard a lot of bad, well, maybe the hammer actually explains a lot, but I've heard a lot of bad arguments on this app, and that may have been the worst.
Yeah. Well, this was fun. I'm so sorry to all of the people who had to listen to that last guy, but I think we're done here. I'm pretty over it. I've been live for a while. But thank you guys all. Does anybody have one last insult for Champ before we go?
Yeah, champ, more like chump. Anyway.
Good ending. All right. Bye.